Jason in Linden says he's perfectly happy living in a mall for the rest of his life.
Is there a mall in Linden?
I don't know if there. I don't.
And it's not possible.
No.
No, because you'll run out of food and guns, and and then they'll come in and eat your brain. Mm-hmm. I always found that going to the mall was kind of like having my brain eaten anyway. Hi, Jonathan Colton.
Yes.
Halloweeny. Now, I just looked up Jonathan Colton because that's the song we know best by him. Mm-hmm. But I remember him being on this show on NPR, a game show, where he would make up a lot of songs on the spot and things like that, and very clever. And so I'm looking, and he's done a lot of stuff, and there's one, Carrie, called Creepy Doll that might be appropriate for Halloween as well. I just looked at the lyrics. There are no bad lyrics in it. And it's
Are there scary lyrics?
Yeah, it's a song about a creepy doll. And I've never heard it, but I assume it's sort of Halloween-y and
All
creepy.
we want is a creepy doll.
That's
like that?
In a town in the woods at the top of a hill, there's a house where no one lives. So you take a big bag of your big city money there and buy it. But at night when the house is dark and you're all alone, there's a noise upstairs. At the top of the stairs there's a door, and you take a deep breath and try it. And the flashlight shows you something moving just inside the door. There's a tattered dress and a feeling you have felt somewhere before. And like a creepy doll that always follows you, it's got a ruined eye, it's always open. And like a creepy doll
That's always open.
it's got a pretty mouth to swallow you whole.
Creepy doll.
Scream and you close the door.
Pretty good stuff. I mean, he's very clever.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a really nice, pure, sweet voice. And you look at a picture of him, not what you expect. He's kind of a grungy, round-cheeked, curly-haired, hippie-looking guy. Mm-hmm. He's done a lot of music for video games, songs and
Creepy video games?
I think so. Portal 2. Portal and Portal 2. I'm not a gamer, so I don't know, but you might recognize those.
Yep.
He did a lot of stuff for those. And
Play with dolls much.
no?
I played with Barbies, which are not dolls. They're Barbies. But like a doll, like a baby doll. Mm-hmm. The only one I ever asked for was this life-size doll. It was like 3 feet tall.
It's supposed to be like you, sort of.
Yeah. And that's a creepy doll. They have a giant doll that looks like you in your room.
I had a Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy. But that's when I was in high school. I did. My girlfriend at the time, she gave us Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy. She thought that was romantic, and it was kind of sweet. Mm-hmm. And you know, if you lift up the shirt of the Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Andy, there's a little candy heart there. Mm-hmm. And the thing she said, if Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy ever separate, their candy hearts will break.
Well, that's sad.
It was romantic.
Well, that's why you got to buy a set. You can't just buy one. You gotta have both.
Oh, he's done another creepy song too, Skull Crusher Mountain. Welcome to my secret lair on Skull Crusher Mountain, the lyrics go. I don't know if it's any good, but
let me get into it.
It's a country song.
kind of, yeah.
You see the voices that control me from inside my head. Say I shouldn't kill you.
I shouldn't kill you yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, the voices inside my head say I shouldn't kill you yet.
Not just yet.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Colton is a Halloween guy.
Seems like it.
He said, "Oh, I made this." The lyrics in that song, "I made this half pony, half monkey monster to please you." But I'm getting the feeling that you don't like it. What's with all the screaming? You like monkeys? You like ponies? Maybe you don't like monsters so much. Maybe I use too many monkeys. Isn't it enough to know that I turned a pony into a monkey? Isn't that enough for you?
I guess I have to kill you.
Yep. Oh, and at the end of the song, that's... Oh, no, at the end of the song, he says, "I shouldn't kill you. I shouldn't kill you," which means the singer of the song, the narrator, will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of that show with Steve Carell where he was the therapist.
Yeah.
And his serial killer patient kidnaps him so he can have private therapy at home.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
It's a great
That was
show.
really an awful, awful thing.
But the whole time, you know how that's going to end.
Yeah.
You know there is no way, spoiler alert, that he is getting out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have a little, you can
You
see
hold
him-
out hope.
Yeah, and you can tell he thinks, I might have a chance to get
sure.
out of here.
I forgot all about that. What was that called?
Oh.
Let me look.
Somebody in the chat room.
It
will
was
know.
so good. I was addicted to that.
It was an Apple show or something.
Was it a serial? A serial piece or a one?
No, it was.
It was just a movie.
No, it was
a series.
several-
A series.
Just
Yeah.
one season.
That's what I meant when I said cereal, Gina. Was it a cereal? I didn't mean a breakfast cereal.
I knew that.
Well,
All right. Well.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
all right. We'll take a break here and see if we can figure out what the Steve
Patient.
Carell. The patient?
The
Yes.
Patient.
All right.
A 10-episode serial.
Yes, or series if you prefer. I think series is a better word for it because cereal also means breakfast food. We'll take a break here, and then we'll come back with your check-ins. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call and check in with the Radio from Hell show. A Halloween check-in, if you would, please. You could begin each check-in with boo. And then 877-602-9696, or you can text us 33986. We'll be back.
Utah business owners, did you?
So you know when your mom used to cut out little articles in the newspaper?
My grandmother did this, and they were always moral things. You know, it was here is how you are breaking the word of the Lord.
Well-
She would cut out little articles about me smoking, she would cut out about having sex, about drinking.
It doesn't have to be that. It can be like life lesson-y kind of things.
Well, that's what those were.
So my husband will find articles and text them to the children when he finds them.
Okay.
And this is the most recent one that he sent them, and it's called Life Skills Teens Should Know Before Leaving Home.
Oh, tips for teens.
Tips for teens. And we are close with Jonesy. She's a senior in high school this year.
Well, it sounds
So-
like he wants to get them out of the house.
Well, so we're just preparing her for this time next year. She will be moving out of the house. So here are some things that you can do. They say find opportunities to practice independence early and often. So this means like do their own laundry kind of thing. But they also mention doctor's appointments. And Jonesy did this yesterday. So she had an appointment with Dr. Carroll. We all have the same dentist. And it was at 9:30. Well, I can't go.
You can't.
I'm here.
Well-
I'm like, you have to drive yourself to the dentist.
Perfectly
and talk,
capable of doing that.
But-
Why is that a big deal?
because there's a point where you have to go advocate for yourself. You have to go there and say, here's what's going on, and can you help me with this? And not have a parent there doing all of it for you. She did that yesterday, so we can check that off her list. They say but cooking, obviously.
Yeah.
That's, and not just, mac and cheese, like...
Mac and cheese with weenies in it.
Yeah, that's
Like
an
there-
extra step.
There have to be, multiple steps.
Mac and cheese with weenies and a side salad.
and cleaning up after yourself. Someone's not
Okay.
going to do that for you.
So my kids are pretty independent, but none of that stuff applies. They just, whenever I ask them to do something, they say no. That's being independent.
I thought this was interesting, teaching them about money and how to manage their money. Mm-hmm. This article says, don't set up a checking account for them. Drop them off at the bank
And have
say,
them do it.
go set up a checking account. Now we took them and set them up their accounts, but this is you go in there and talk to the nice lady.
This is definitely pushing them out of the nest.
Yeah.
But I have to have some money.
I mean, you give them a little bit of money but I don't know that I could do that. I'd want to be there for part of it, but
Just
making them
Just teach them to say no.
just teach them that doesn't get you very far. You have to.
It gets you to the point where you don't have to do anything.
Some point, people aren't going to take care of you. Are you going to be able to take care of yourself if you say no to everybody?
I don't know.
And it's okay to get them a credit card to start them building their credit before they move out of the house.
That could be kind of dangerous.
It could be. But if you can get credit cards that have very low limits, so you're not going to get into trouble.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like you have $100 limit on this credit card.
I'm going to start them out with gift cards. Here, this is for Bed Bath & Beyond.
Do you know how many gift cards? My kids, pivoting to that, they don't get gift cards.
They don't?
Like they both have gotten
You mean they
them-
don't understand them?
Not that they don't understand them, they forget to use them.
Yeah.
They've gotten them for birthdays and Christmas.
Yeah.
I was in Muhammad's room this weekend. We were going through his uniforms to see what he needs for school. And on his desk, he's got these envelopes with gift. I'm like, what? You've got like $200 worth of gift cards. He's like, oh, yeah, I forgot I have. I mean,
You know why that is?
they don't think.
You know why that is? Because you already give them everything they need.
I mean-
they don't need to use a gift card. They already have everything.
Is there a service where you could just take your gift cards and get money for them?
No, because I've asked at the bank.
'Cause that
I've
would
had like
be-
a Visa gift card that's just a cash card. It's not for a store. They won't cash it
'Cause
out.
that would be great.
Because adults do that too, I think. I have gift cards in my wallet that I've had for I don't know how long.
I don't
forget
I don't
have.
remember the last time I got a gift card.
Well, if you stop saying no to people so
I
often.
don't want them. I don't want them.
So are your kids ready for all this? Is she ready to go be on her own?
I think she could move out tomorrow and handle it.
You think?
Yeah.
It's 6.
All right, 6:20. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, come on, you can do it.
Come on.
Use the phone, 877-602-9696. That's how you check in with the Radio from Hell show. Very simple to do. You can also text us at 33986. Check in, let us know what your Halloween plans are. Just say good morning, whatever you like. Gina, do we have a sponsor here, perhaps?
Nope.
All right. On we go then. The moon is a new moon. Not, there's just like 1% of it there. It now is moving on towards being a full moon. The next full moon will be November 15th. The moon will rise today, but you won't know it. 7:11 a.m. Today being, it's Thursday. It's the 31st day of October in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024. It's Halloween. Halloween's pagan roots go back to thousands of years to the Celtic fire festival of Samhain, which recognized the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the new year for the Celtic people. It's Girl Scout Founders Day. Her name was Juliette Gordon Lowe. She founded the Girl Scouts in 1860. National Caramel Apple Day.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And in addition to being, remember when you got, so So it used to be that all you had were candy apples.
Yeah.
And they had that kind of hard shell around them, that kind of a cinnamony hard shell. And then somebody said, "Oh, I got something better for you here. I got a caramel apple," and that, the best. And it's in addition to being Halloween, it's National Magic Day. This is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there. Hi, Kerry.
Hi.
I'm Bill Allred. Hi, Bill. Hi, Bill. I'm fine. You too? Good. That's Gina Barberi right over there. She's the distaff member of the Radio from Hell show. Katie, for short, is our fine producer. We have Dawson helping out today, and we have Gus. And is Gus here? Or just Vax?
I just see Vax.
I just see Vax. I don't know.
All right.
All right.
So Gus isn't here today.
And Vax is in costume. I don't know if you can tell.
He's who is he?
He's Scooby-Doo. He's
Okay.
got the
He's
Scooby-Doo
got the Scooby-Doo
tag.
collar on.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Can he sort of talk?
No.
No? Okay.
And Katie is dressed as Shaggy.
And, yeah.
All right. Well, let's begin. It's Lily.
Hi, Lily.
Happy Halloween, Lily.
Happy Halloween. I have a Halloween joke today.
Oh,
Okay, a Halloween joke. Go ahead.
How do you fix a broken pumpkin?
A broken
Broken
pumpkin.
How do you fix a broken pumpkin? I don't know.
With a pumpkin patch.
Hey! Oh!
Thank you, Lily.
See you later. When Lily hangs up, I'll tell a Halloween joke.
There you go.
So what? How come witches never have babies?
Why?
Because warlocks have Halloweenies. So, okay. You know what? You know what witches have for breakfast?
What's that?
A bowl of ghost toasties.
I don't care for that.
I don't know. They're stupid.
All right. Let's see. 877-602-9696 if you've a mind to call in. Let's see. Mixer driver Shane from Orem. Happy Halloween. Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. A bad breath targeting oral rinse of West Valley checking in.
A bad breath.
That's part of the list.
Yeah, part of that list.
part of the list.
People paid close attention to
Yeah.
that list.
Well, we read it twice.
They heard it twice. Yeah.
Zane of Not Bountiful, your publicist, here with a question for HR.
Yeah.
Do you cover moving expenses back to Utah?
Oh, you're giving up on it, huh?
I don't blame you, Zane. It is Texas.
We'd love to have you back.
Boo. Mike in Nashville checking in.
Thanks, Mike.
Miles from Holiday checking in, celebrating Dodger World Series.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yep.
Boy, the Yankees just...
Fell apart.
Well, they played really well yesterday, and then the Dodgers said, "Nah, that's enough
We're
of
done."
that." Yeah.
Let's see. Right Wing Wade checking in. AW from the vilest of K's vials checking in. Pittsburgh listener Mauricio checking in. Derek from Lehigh. Amy of Florida. Gina, was the doll called Thirsty Walker? ? My sister and I had one too. I just thought I'd mention Thirsty Walker is a creepy name for a doll.
I'm trying right now. I am trying to look for I have a picture of the doll somewhere. I'm looking for it.
Oh, we got line one there.
Frankenstein is on the phone.
Hello, Frankenstein. How are you today in West Valley?
It's Frankenstein. I'm doing good.
Oh,
How are
sorry.
you guys?
Sorry.
Get it right.
Sorry, Frankenstein. Yes. What's going on today?
I just wanted to check in with you guys. Can you please tell Frank Christ to bring me some bodies?
Okay,
Sorry,
sure.
Wait a minute. That's Chris.
Christ,
Frank
please.
Chris.
Yeah. He gets very upset when you mispronounce his name.
We'll
We
mention it.
rarely see each other. I mistake it sometimes.
Okay.
Where do you think those bodies go to when he takes them away?
Wow.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right, Frank. See ya.
So that means somewhere there's a celebrity-built Frankenstein.
Okay.
Let's see. Johnny B checking in. All set to enjoy Halloween. Best day of the year. Is Chainsaw Guy going to grace us with his wisdom?
I don't know. Is he?
Is he?
He's scheduled.
Oh.
If he can
He's-
make time for us.
He'll be here after we award the boner.
Well, he's very busy this time of year.
Let's see. Luis of Harrisburg, PA checking in. Good morning, Lords. Rye of Orem checking in. Happy Halloween. Getting another PET scan tomorrow, hoping for no cancer. Happy Halloween from San Diego. What could be scarier than giving 7 tubes of blood, 2 skin biopsies, lumbar puncture, and injected with radioactive material to image your brain?
That is very scary.
It's Dr. Mike. Boo. Happy last day of Bjorktober.
Bjorktober?
Did we miss Bjorktober?
I think so.
Perry City listener checking in. My wife and I are at the Huntsman this morning for a biopsy. Wish us luck.
We have a lot of cancer folks.
Hope you're okay. Yes. Are we giving people cancer? Is that?
I'm wondering. Let's see. Cardboard Chris checking in. Does Chainsaw Guy have the sauce list for us?
Well, you could ask him if you want.
Marketing idea, X96 dress weights. Boo, Woodworker Willie.
X96 dress weights. Get your own set of X96 dress weights
We
today.
should totally do that.
Chef Roy checking in. Happy Halloween. Brad and Jody dressing up as aluminum workers headed to the plant. Tristan from the most west of Jordan's checking in, handing out ketchup packets and coupons to the little socialists tonight.
That's right. You know, I was going to give away cough drops.
Did you change your mind?
Yeah, I went to the store and I bought 100 mini bottles of Pop-Off vodka. So each kid that comes to the door gets a mini bottle.
You're going to have a run.
Yep.
Good morning, Lords. Kara here, wondering if you've heard anything about people receiving letters in the mail stating that since they didn't vote in the last 2 elections, they're not allowed to vote in this one. My son-in-law got one.
You can go to vote.utah.org and check your registration status.
Is it .org or .gov? I think it's .gov.
.gov, sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And-
Vote.utah.gov.
And it is not true. You have to be registered to vote, but you don't have to vote. And if you don't vote for some time and then decide you want to, you can.
You can.
But I would check if you're concerned. Vote.utah.gov.
Check your
Don't
registration.
believe anything unless you get from the government. Then you'll know. Boo, Metal Shop Mark here. I'll be passing out candy today, including the guys at work. Zoth checking in. OGB from Weber States. Liza Brarian. Hate Chainsaw Guy. Happy Halloween.
Hate Chainsaw Guy.
Why do you hate Chainsaw
It's
Guy?
once a year.
Well, thank goodness somebody does.
Happy Halloween, Werewolf Howl from some guy at the U checking in. Tree of Maine, Happy Halloween from Stephen King's home. All right, traffic. Good Lord. Sorry about that. Traffic.
Let's see. There was an earlier crash, 201 Freeway 32nd West, but it looks like it's mostly cleared up, and that was the only issue we were seeing. First thing this morning, if you're seeing something, please let us know, and we'll remind you today, with it being Halloween, with people in costume, just slow down. It's not just tonight, but people go to work, kids go to school in costume, and just be on the lookout.
My kids are out trick or treating right now.
Right.
They start in the dark and finish in the dark.
That's traffic.
That's traffic. All right, we will take a break, play a song for you. After that song, it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo, and Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how to play, what you'll win coming up after these. BigOTires.com.
Yeah, make sure that you check out your local Big O Tire store. Go to BigOTires.com, find the store that's closest to you, and then get to know them.
My husband and I were talking last night about, what we don't have anymore in this state is mandatory car inspections.
Yeah.
And one of the things they used to always check was the tread on your tires, and they would not pass you if your tread was not at a certain level. And there are a lot of people now that wait way too long to get tires. Just go into Big O and have them check it.
Especially right now, they've got a sale going on. It goes through the 3rd of November. You can save up to $120 off selected sets of Nexen, Nitto, Toyo, and Hankook tires. And also, Big O Tires can take care of almost every automotive need you have. Oil changes and alignments and brakes and all of that sort of thing. Big O Tires also has financing options to fit every budget and situation. Walk-ins are welcome, but you can make an appointment online, too, if you like. BigOTires.com. people again will be in the Pride Parade on Sunday. And I wish I had a better memory as to how many years.
How many years we've been in the parade, doing the parade?
It's been.
I remember we had to fight to get into it.
Yeah, our management didn't think it would be a good idea for us to be
at the time. Yeah.
The ownership of the station at that time said, we shouldn't be in a gay pride parade. I don't think so. And then finally, we finally talked them into it, and so they let us do it. Then they said, but they wouldn't let the country station.
They said, well, I don't think the country station should be.
And I was like, you never heard of a gay cowboy? You never.
Brokeback Mountain.
Never, not even before that.
Well, the gay rodeo. I don't think they have that anymore. But
I think they do. I did see something about that.
Oh, are they?
Is that right?
I forget the guy's name who was one of the organizers. I met him a few years ago and hung out with him for a while. Just the nicest old cowboy you could ever want to meet. He's just skinny cowboy.
If you want to find out more about all the stuff going on for Pride, it starts today, and all the information is at utahpridecenter.org. We'll be in the parade on Sunday. But don't wait till Sunday to participate. You can do stuff all weekend there.
Yeah, there's music acts, and you can buy VIP tickets that'll get you in all 3 days, and I think the VIP tickets come with like drink tickets and that kind of thing. So.
And if you're wondering what your ticket price goes for, this is to help out the Utah Pride Center. They provide all kinds of services for all ages of people. They're just there for you. They're a center that's fighting, 12 months a year to help people that need that assistance.
I'm racking my brain now because we were talking about the gay rodeo, and there was a Marvel comic character. I read this and it was great. That it's been around forever as a cowboy. Two Gun Kid, I think, was the name of it. And then they retooled him and made him gay. And it was like a 4 or 5 issue limited series, and it was just so well done. Darwin Cook, I think, did the artwork on it. But then that reminded me that another comic book company got the rights to Snagglepuss. You remember the
Snagglepuss,
the cartoon panther?
Exit stage left.
And they wrote him with all the other Hanna-Barbera characters in the comic book as well. And he was a gay playwright in the 30s.
I can see that.
It was a great read, still available.
Yeah, Bill, the Utah Gay Rodeo. UtahGayRodeo.com. They're still around. Founded in 1979.
We had them on the show a while ago.
Yeah.
It's founded in 1979, operated as a group of local country western gays helping out the community. They're still around.
And they're nice guys.
June 16th through the 18th at the Golden Spike Event Center, Crossroads of the West Rodeo.
Regional rodeo featuring there you go. Yeah. Well, I don't know if the country station should be in the
Yes,
I don't
of
know.
course they
Pride
should.
Parade.
Are there gay cowboys?
Yes, there's
Really?
gay. There's gay everything.
What?
I was going to say one of my best friends was a country music radio program director.
There's not
Who's
some
gay.
segment where.
Are there gay baseball players?
Yes.
How about gay mountain climbers?
Yes.
Really? Gay policemen?
Yes.
What?
I know, right?
Gay farmers? No
Yes.
gay farmers.
Nope, there are.
What?
Sure.
My worldview is shattered.
Zach reminds me, it was the Rawhide Kid, not the Two Gun Kid. Rawhide Kid was Marvel's gay cowboy. Yes,
That makes much more sense.
a little bit more sense.
The rawhide.
But a great read. It really was. All right, then we will we'll take a break.
Gay board members?
Yes. And I have a mini list here. It's 8 sweet signs a dog gives when they love your partner and wants to keep them around. So you have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Here's how you can tell if your dog is okay with this person.
Okay.
Number 1, their tail wags in a certain way. A wag is a yay vote, but a stiff tail is a big nay. So if the dog is wagging his tail happily, it likes your significant other. They offer a sweet lick, like a face or their hand. They seem okay with that. They bring their stick or ball to play fetch with the person. That's another sign. They sit on a specific side of the car. If you drive around with your car a lot, with your dog in the car a lot to go to the park or something, they give up their space for the new person.
Oh, really?
Oh, my dogs don't even do that for me.
Yeah.
And let's see. Also, they'll sniff your partner's crotch. That's apparently a positive sign.
That's a positive sign.
I mean, they do that.
It's
to everybody.
rude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't let them do that.
No.
The solo walk test, they'll go for a walk with the person without you.
Without? Oh.
That's how you know that they passed the test. They don't look to you like, are you coming? Or I'm not going with the stranger by myself.
News.
Perfect.
Because it's Halloween.
Muse.
6:40 right now, and it is time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's the Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names, 3 of them just fine, 1 of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You'll win.
You'll win tickets to, let's do two pairs of tickets.
Wow.
1 to Snow Patrol coming to the Union on March 28th, and tickets to Dayglow November 6th with special guest Teenage Dads. Two
pairs of tickets to one person?
Yes.
Well,
it's a holiday.
That's just
it's special.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Concert tickets, 877-602-9696. Call and line up when you want to play. The sooner the better, really. Right after this Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Brought to you by
Joe's Tree and Body Farm.
Okay.
Martha Stewart is hitting out at the new Netflix documentary about her life. Stewart, who is 83 now, in particular said, I just didn't like the second half of Martha, which I just didn't care for it. I hate the film's final moments. RJ had total access, and he really used very little of the stuff he filmed. Stewart collaborated with R.J. Cutler on the documentary, gave access to the archives, told New York Times in an interview published Wednesday, it was just shocking. I mean, those last scenes with me looking like a lonely old lady, walking hunched over in the garden.
Well, are you a lonely old lady, Martha? Maybe he was just showing what's there.
I told him to get rid of those, and he refused. I hate those scenes. I just hate them. The lifestyle entrepreneur went on, I had ruptured my Achilles tendon. And I had to have this hideous operation, so I was limping a little bit. But again, he doesn't even mention why.
He should have. She's right.
That I can live through, that I can still work 7 days a week. Stewart also derided Cutler's music choices. She wanted rap, but the score is mostly classical music. Camera angles. He had 3 cameras on me, and he chooses the ugliest angle every time.
Martha's very concerned about her image.
She's very upset that there was hardly any focus on her grandchildren. There's not even a mention. Instead, she believes the documentary spent way too much time on her 5-month sentence in federal prison in 2004.
Well, Martha, people are more interested in that than your grandchildren. Sorry.
She was found guilty of conspiracy to obstruct and making false statements to federal investigators. It was not that important. The trial and the actual incarceration was less than 2 years out of my life.
Yeah, but it's more interesting than Everybody has grandchildren. Not everybody's been to prison.
You know, Martha Stewart before she became Martha Stewart, was a stockbroker. I didn't know that until that came out in the documentary.
She should have really known not to stock tips like that.
She claimed she didn't do anything. She claimed she did not, she was not a party to stock manipulation at all.
But didn't she get insider information and buy a bunch of stock in something that other people weren't?
Maybe
that's
maybe not.
Exactly what that is.
But she said she didn't.
I know you want to believe the best about Martha.
I do believe the best about Martha.
But I also believe she's a shrewd businesswoman and wants to make money, and I can see her doing that.
I think she did. If she did anything wrong, it didn't deserve the sentence she got.
Well, I will say what she did, lots of people do all the time and don't go to prison for it.
They went after her.
Stumblebum Donald Trump struggled to open a truck door, garbage truck, and nearly fell over in a humiliating video from his garbage stunt. The 78-year-old who's been ramping up the aggressive rhetoric with scum comments, but struggling to keep his rally crowds awake, arrived at his Green Bay rally on Wednesday in a garbage truck. Now tell me how this is a good idea.
He's trying to distract you.
But he's trying. I would, if I were in charge of all of this, I'd say we downplay garbage. We just downplay.
No, they're trying to flip the garbage to what Biden said.
Not working. 250 million people are not garbage. I can tell you who the real garbage is, but I won't say that. Trump told reporters gathered on the runway after landing in Wisconsin, wearing a bright orange vest. Like, I'm a garbage man.
And you notice that he had to orange up his face even darker to match.
It's so bizarre. He calls the United States a garbage dump.
He called it a garbage can for weeks. He
calls this country a garbage can. He has a comedian come to a rally and call Puerto Rico floating garbage, and then so he's going to get into a garbage truck.
And Hillary tripped, and it was headline news: is she fit for office?
Don't give me this S about the liberal media.
I'll bet if you hiked up Donald Trump's pant legs a little bit, I bet he has worse cankles than Hillary Clinton.
I'll bet he does.
Worse cankles than Hillary Clinton.
But Biden slipped because he has a stutter and says, "I'll tell you who the garbage is." And he meant to say the comedian who made the garbage line, but it made it sound like he was calling. It's deplorables.
Yeah.
It's a similar situation.
Trump misses the door handle twice and then almost falls over. Somebody said, Donald can't open a door without stumbling. This is elder abuse.
For 9 years, they've been calling us names, and this happens, and they get,
Trump went on to explain that he was afraid of getting up into a passenger seat that was so high, but he was pleased to see a beautiful driver up there. That beautiful driver, she looks just like Cary Grant. Huh?
Sir.
Oh, it's a guy. Oh, that's right. Huh? Where am I? Why am I in this truck? Did I tell you that I invented electricity? A lot of people don't know that. Brett Favre was there to talk at this. His appearance at the Republican rally in Wisconsin for Trump took a turn for the worse as NFL fans directed attention to his involvement in an ongoing welfare scandal.
Yep. And you stole from poor people, Brett.
Favre's return to Green Bay to endorse Trump's campaign took an unexpected turn. So standing alongside Trump's words, he says, Favre says to the crowd, he talked about the garbage, the comment that Joe Biden made. And Favre emphatically stated, I want to address the comment that Joe Biden made yesterday that the supporters of Donald Trump, us, were garbage. I can assure you we are not garbage. And people immediately saying, well, what kind of, isn't it garbage of people who cheat welfare recipients out of the money they should be getting?
Exactly.
Is that what it, terrible.
And
we got them here, too.
It's because this Puerto Rico line has really hurt them. It's really hurt them.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to spin it.
A Utah County commissioner is calling on the county clerk to step aside from overseeing the upcoming election, accusing the clerk of bias. I would like Aaron Davidson to recuse himself from the administration of this election, Commissioner Amelia Powers Gardner said Wednesday. But Davidson said to Fox in an interview he will not step aside, calling the commissioner's demand ridiculous. I think there are several places that lines have been crossed. One is him calling out a candidate that's currently on the ballot. That would be the lieutenant governor. Another would be filing an amicus brief on behalf of another candidate. That would be Phil Lyman. And on top of that, him targeting individual voters to see how they voted, which is really unacceptable and a potential violation of their constitutional rights, Commissioner Gardner said.
He has done that.
The controversy erupted with a letter that Davidson penned in response to a legislative audit about the signature gathering process for Governor Cox. Congressman Curtis and Republican Attorney General candidate Derek Brown. Davidson was critical of Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson's handling of things. Even after auditors found no major problems, he said the lieutenant governor did not handle the manual candidate signature verification process for statewide candidates according to statute. They've reviewed it. Everything is above board, but he keeps saying that it's not. He also has he got a hold of somebody's ballot.
Mike McKell.
Mike McKell, legislator.
So in Utah County, this clerk said, we're not going to pay for return postage anymore on your ballots.
Yeah.
Now, that's against the law. They had
there is no postage.
The post office has to.
They just deliver it.
Yeah. But Mike McKell, who's on the Utah State Legislature, has said he doesn't think this is good. He also voted for it, but he wanted to test, will they accept my ballot if I don't put a stamp on it? And so he sent it through without a stamp, and they counted it because they have to.
Yeah.
Well, the Utah County clerk,
Davidson,
Davidson, went to find out whether he put a stamp on. So he sought out his ballot to see if he put a stamp on it or not. That's creepy weird.
He's a Trumper nut.
I don't get all of this, though, because you don't have to put a stamp on it.
Well, no.
There's no place to put postage on it.
Well, in Utah, so in almost every other county, it is postage paid. The county pays the postage. In Utah County, he said, we're not paying the postage anymore, so you have to put a stamp on it.
But you don't.
No. The post office will deliver it.
So he's just trying to stir stuff up.
He is sowing distrust in the postal system because he said there's a
casting shade on everything.
And he wants people to hand walk their ballots into ballot boxes. This is what he's trying to get. And actually, in the primary election, Utah County had very low voter turnout because this was confusing.
Yes.
Davis County sheriffs are calling off the search for Cash, their canine officer, who ran away just a week ago. According to the sheriff's office, they will continue to follow up on leads and keep his information available on social media. We've exhausted all ground and aerial searches. We've investigated every single tip. The sheriff's office theorizes that somebody may be in possession of Cash, not realizing that he's a missing police dog, a missing police canine. Cash was outside the Davis County Sheriff's facility when he took off, heading west toward the trails, and has been missing ever since. I think he was just fed up with the job, it sounds like.
He quit.
He said, I'm out of here. Multiple dairy facilities have been quarantined here in Utah, Gina, because of highly pathogenic avian influenza, bird flu. So it's getting into the cows. And then I saw something that said some pigs had been infected with bird flu.
Yep.
So it's going to get all of us. So guess what?
Right.
I mean, if it's getting the cows and the pigs, it's going to get me.
Sure.
The Shroud of Turin. does not show the face of Jesus Christ.
I've seen it. It looks just like Jesus.
And it was probably never even touched by Jesus Christ, according to a new report, which I could have...
Many reports have said it's fake.
Experts say that there is no way that the image left on the fabric could have come from a human body, and have even said that it is doubtful that Jesus would have even come into contact with it. It's long been claimed that the artifact was used to wrap Christ's corpse after his crucifixion. But a new scientific study, which they've done these before, made this claim that it was all myth, and the authors say that they can debunk the famous tale once and for all. So we're going to debunk it once and for all for a fifth time or a sixth time or however many times it's been.
You can go see it as it's an interesting fake that has been around a long time. That fooled a lot of people.
It's an interesting piece of art.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Well, Los Angeles is home once again to the World Series champions. The Dodgers defeated the New York Yankees in 5 games to secure their 8th title in franchise history. No surprise that Freddie Freeman was the MVP. He set records for his home runs. And, of course, what do? We light things on fire in L.A. because we love our team. Why don't they light things on fire when somebody loses? I don't.
Let's not, because you just
understand.
go home and cry.
Utah Hockey Club. They won one. They lost a bunch, and then they won one. 5-1 over the Calgary Flames. Utah Jazz have not won any. They play the almost as bad San Antonio Spurs tonight at 7 o'clock. We're being noisy out there.
Yeah.
Let's see, 43 right now. Should be dry for trick-or-treaters, but it'll probably be pretty chilly. We're only going to have a high of 53 today. Traffic, so far so good. I have no accidents or slowdowns to tell you about. I'll just take this time to remind you that it is Halloween, and we'll have people in costumes and little ones running around in the dark. Slow down, please. Look out for everybody as they're dressed up in costumes and walking around today. At Big O Tires, the Fall Into Savings sale. They go big for their customers. Come into any one of the locally owned and operated locations in the Utah area. Save up to $120 on select sets of 4 in-stock tires now through November 3rd. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Frank Christ in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Christ, the Grim Reaper, the Reaper of Celebrity Souls, has joined us.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Frank. This is Mr. Christ.
How are you feeling?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a little tired today, but why? Why do you ask?
I just have to ask.
Well,
Tell him you're fine.
Frank, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
I just have to check on people.
And I am not I would not. There's some low-level flunky will come for me.
Oh, no.
Not you.
No, it'll be me.
Really?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Well, I'm kind of proud of that then.
It means you're a
It means
celebrity.
I'm a real celebrity.
Yes.
Frank reaps the souls of celebrities, and he doesn't care for doing that because, well, you love them, don't you?
I love our precious celebrities. Don't we all?
Yeah. I mean, does that mean
I
means you love me?
Yes.
Frank. So it hurts Frank to have to go and after a celebrity dies, to have to go wherever they are and put the celebrity in his electric scooter, the sidecar of his electric scooter, and whisk them off to what he calls the distribution center.
That's what it's called. That's the official title.
And they get distributed somewhere. The souls.
Yes, depending on how they live their life.
Yeah.
It's hell. It's
It's
mostly hell.
So that's where I'm going to go.
Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Frank joins us every day to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of actors, 4 actors, as a matter of fact. 3 of the actors on this list are, as Frank just said, they're
fine, just fine.
But one of them Frank has taken, and if the contestant can identify the dead celebrity, they'll win a prize, and it's a double prize today, right, Gina?
Yeah, we have tickets to Snow Patrol coming to the Union on March 28th and Dayglow tickets November 6th at the Union with special guest teenage dads.
Who do we have here?
Caitlin is here.
Caitlin.
Good heavens, Caitlin.
Caitlin, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just fine, Caitlin. Are you ready to play?
Yeah.
All right. I'll read these celebrities. You tell me the dead one, and you'll win the prize. Because it's Magic Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about magic. Here they are. Number 1, Vincent Schiavelli. Described as an instantly recognizable sad-faced actor, he was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome in childhood, which gave him an odd appearance. He was memorable in a variety of roles, including One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Batman Returns, Tomorrow Never Dies, and Man on the Moon. His magic movie, Lord of Illusions. Number 1, Vincent Schiavelli. Number 2, Patricia Clarkson. She was nominated for SAG, Golden Globe, and Academy Awards for The Station Agent and Pieces of April. She also acted in Good Night and Good Luck, Lars and the Real Girl, and Shutter Island. Clarkson had numerous TV credits as well, like House of Cards and Sharp Objects. Magic movie, Jumanji. Number 2, Patricia Clarkson. Number 3, Tony Cox, known for his roles in Bad Santa, Me, Myself, and Irene, Date Movie, Epic Movie, Disaster Movie, and Leprechaun 2. He was also in Willow, Return of the Jedi, and Beetlejuice. His magic movie, Strange Magic. Number 3, Tony Cox. And finally, number 4, Deep Roy. At 4 feet 4 inches tall, Roy was perfect for the all Oompa Loompas in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He was Keenser in Star Trek and its sequels, and television series such as The X-Files, Doctor Who, and Eastbound and Down. Magic movie? He was Teeny Weeny in The Never-Ending Story. Number 4, Deep Roy. All right, Caitlin, which one of those actors is dead?
Is it number 4, Roy?
Deep
You would
Roy?
think so.
No,
he's
no.
fine.
You
No.
think that's a good guess?
Yeah, it's a good guess. He's okay. Well, look, Kate. Dang it, indeed. Listen, Caitlin, I'm going to give you another chance, though. Okay, you ready? Now listen
Yeah.
carefully. Listen carefully. See if you can identify the dead celebrity out of the remaining 3. Is it Vincent Schiavelli, Patricia Clarkson, or Tony Cox?
Oh, I think it's Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent Schiavelli. Yes.
He taught Patrick Swayze how to be dead in Ghost.
Oh, that's right. He was.
Maybe I could do that.
Yeah.
He died in 2005. He was only 57 years old, Vincent Schiavelli, and he's one of those actors, Caitlin. When you see him, you'll go, "Oh yeah, that guy." He's very distinctive looking.
Okay.
All right, hang on the line, Caitlin, and Katie will tell you. The other Caitlin will tell you how to get your tickets.
I have so many celebrities I need to check on today.
no.
Oh, really? Who?
Well, Dan Rather's 93 today.
Okay.
Oh,
But Sally Kirkland,
She is one I thought was already gone.
83 today.
and when you swing by Dan Rather, just look at him and say, "Courage."
I like to tease him. I like to say, "What's the frequency,
Yeah,
Kenneth?"
That's another one.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Okay.
Huh? What?
No, I was just trying to think. Was that Dan Rather that was What's the Frequency, Kenneth? Or was
Yes,
that...
yeah, it was Dan Rather.
That was Dan Rather?
Yeah, and it was all he signed off for a long time with the word courage.
Yes. Well, you don't need courage on the roads today. I've got no accidents or slowdowns to tell you about. But if you see something, you can share it with us. 33986.
All right, KXRK Provo. We'll take a break. We'll have some geek news for you after these, and Boner of the Day is on the way. Goldback.
Listen, local currency made of 24-karat gold, offering a physical, spendable form of wealth protection. You probably you hear these things about gold and silver and precious metals, and you've thought, well, I'd really like to get into that a little bit, but it's kind of rich for my blood. Well, Goldbacks makes it easier for you to do. Goldbacks maintain their value because they're made from real gold, offering natural resistance to inflation. As the price of gold increases, so does the value of your Goldbacks. That just makes sense, doesn't it? So also, you can use Goldbacks for in-person transactions or digitally through a PMA account. So you can shop and support over 800 local Utah businesses that accept real gold. They accept Goldbacks. To learn more about Goldbacks, find out which local merchants accept them specifically, you can go to alpinegold.com. And remember, if you use the promo code RADIO, you'll get free shipping on orders of over $200. I've got this list here
A list?
of the oddest laws in America.
What?
Rules, all kinds of things. These are laws that are on the books in various states. So, for instance, in Alabama.
Well, it's a list.
Oh,
Is it a
sure.
proper list?
I think so,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96,
This is a law on the books in Alabama. You may not dress as a member of the clergy unless you are one.
What about Halloween?
No, it's a misdemeanor.
I want to be a pregnant nun for Halloween. I can't do that?
In Alaska, you can't operate motorcycles or loud power tools at night. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? That's not so strange. Arizona, you don't interfere with a claw machine or a crane game. You know, those...
Claw.
Yeah, the claw. It's illegal to mess with them. If you do, it's a misdemeanor. Arkansas says, forget about beeping your horn after 9 p.m. at sandwich shops.
At sandwich shops
specifically. It says here, no person shall sound the horn on a vehicle at any place where cold drinks or sandwiches are served after 9 p.m.
Don't disturb my sandwich.
I don't understand that.
I'm having a before-bed sandwich.
In California, you can't eat frogs that die in frog jumping competitions.
Huh?
That's a waste of a frog then, right?
Well, you just throw it on the heap. Colorado, you can't use upholstered furniture outside.
Why not?
I don't know.
You can't
so you have to
upholstered furniture outside.
Oh, here, I bet this is the reason. It's outdoor furniture lobby people saying, you must buy outdoor furniture.
I think it's because it just looks trashy. That's why I made that law.
You can't use upholstered couches, mattresses, or in the front or backyard or the side yard.
I'm an elected official, and I've decided that looks trashy.
Now, this is a good law. In Connecticut, it is against the law to sell silly string to a minor.
Oh yeah, we're
anti-silly
string.
That's a good idea.
You know, I think
what about mascots?
I think only mascots can have silly string.
No, they're dangerous with silly string.
And that stuff's flammable, you know.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I've told that jazz bear, you stay away from me with that stuff.
I'll punch him.
In Delaware, you can't whisper or use profane language in a place of worship.
You can't whisper in a place of worship?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're supposed to only talk out loud?
It says no person may disrupt religious worship by noise, talking, or whispering, or by rude or indecent behavior.
But how do you tell your kids to knock it off?
You just shake your fist at them.
Tell them they're going to get arrested.
Don't feed the alligators in Florida. That's not odd.
Yeah.
Georgia, you can't have chickens crossing the road.
Well, it's just a good idea.
Well, but they need to get to the other side.
Well, I'm sorry.
They really don't need to.
You have to carry them.
What kind of business do they have? What business are they carrying out across the street, really?
And in Idaho, you can't carry a red cane or a white cane unless you're fully or partially blind.
That's right.
You can't dye a baby chick in Illinois.
Yeah,
in Indiana, don't even think about catching a fish with your bare hands.
Why not?
No hillbilly hand fishing?
Nope.
They got a whole series of shows about that.
In Iowa, don't pass off fake butter as real butter. Now, that's a good law. Let me see where...
Give me a good one to end with here.
We don't have one for Utah. We don't have one.
There are
all
no
of our
weird...
laws.
Yeah.
Just look at our liquor laws. That's all you need to know.
Let's see,
one more.
I got to get a good one here. In Maryland, it is illegal to use stench bombs.
What is a
stink bomb?
A stink bomb. Any liquid, gas, or solid substance or matter of any kind which is intended to be thrown, dropped, poured, deposited, or discharged for the purpose of producing a noxious, nauseating, sickening, irritating, or offensive odor. No stink bombs allowed.
Somebody did that to me once, so I'm going to make a law about it.
Yeah, there you
Stop
go.
it.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
I'm an elected official.
It's 6.
Oh, like Freddie in Springville did. He says Hail Satan. Oh, that was what his text was from Springville.
Well, it's home of the Red Devils.
Yeah. Hail Satan.
A lot of devil worshippers in Springville, I hear.
Sure. Geek News brought to you by
Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
All right. I got a little video for you to watch while you're at work.
Okay.
And then I got a little visual here for you at x96.com/live coming up in a moment. Stand by for that. First of all, late Tuesday night, a video surfaced online, chock full of new Marvel information.
Oh.
And it was hidden in the most Marvel way ever. On the eve of the Agatha All Along finale, Marvel snuck a long montage of footage and release dates or windows for every Marvel show coming to Disney Plus for the rest of the year through all of 2025.
Oh, a lot of stuff.
So they made a lot of announcements for the year.
I brought you here to offer you an opportunity.
Oh, I smell what you're stepping in. It's gonna get good.
So it gave you scenes from all of these projects.
It's been some time, hasn't it? You've come up in the world.
I could say the same about you.
I wonder if your darker half would agree.
We got a good look at Daredevil, the new season. But here are the dates. Deadpool and Wolverine will be on Disney Plus November 12th. Next month. What If Season 3, December 22nd. Great little animated series.
I want to build something undeniable.
A new animated Spider-Man series called Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, January 25th.
Just had to do some questionable things to get it done.
Daredevil Born Again, March 4th. The new series Ironheart, which is Riri Williams building her own Iron Man suit, June 24th. A beautiful-looking animated series called Eyes of Wakanda, August 6th.
Whenever you're ready.
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Marvel Zombies, which is an animated series, October 2025.
Have a lot riding on this.
And then this.
This up. I know.
I am ready.
Wonder Man, December 2025.
Marvel Jesus.
Now, Wonder Man is going to feature Yaha Abdul Mateen II.
Yeah, I can't say that either.
And it's bringing Ben Kingsley back to the Marvel Universe as Trevor Slattery, the greatest actor ever. And it looks like a buddy cop 48 hours midnight run kind of show.
Who plays Daredevil?
Daredevil is Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox. Okay, yeah.
And so anyway, you can take a look at all that stuff. It looks like.
Did anything surprise you? Like you had no idea about?
The fact that we got to look at Wonder Man. Everything else they've kind of hinted at and told us about, but the first look of Wonder Man that was interesting. So I'm looking forward to that.
And this is all TV stuff.
All TV, all Disney Plus. Robert Downey Jr.
I know him.
Says that he will sue from the grave if Hollywood ever recreates his likeness with AI.
Cool. I love it.
He says, to go back to the MCU, I'm not worried about them hijacking my character's soul because there's like 3 or 4 guys and gals who make all the decisions there anyway, and they would never do that to me with or without me. The host who's interviewing him says future executives certainly might. And he pushed back saying he will vow to sue all future executives just on spec. He declared that his law firm would still be very active even after he's passed away.
Well, that's one of the things that they were going for when they had the strike, is we don't want AI taking our images without our consent.
Exactly. And finally this is the visual. You ever wonder what a vampire might smell like?
Smell like?
Yeah.
No.
Well, this movie from Robert Eggers that is coming out, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu cologne?
Yeah. Heretic Parfums Nosferatu scent.
Well, if you go by vampire lore, a vampire would smell really good because vampires are they bewitch you.
You would
they
think.
they make you want to
Yeah.
come closer.
You sure he wouldn't smell like his native dirt?
No, I think that it's a vampire would smell very good.
You got to have a handful of dirt in the coffin.
Well, here it is. Heretic Parfum, spell it right, offering dubbed Eau de Macabre, is described as opening with top notes of lilac and ambrette seed that fall into heartcord of violet, orris root, and petrichor. The mysterious dry down is woven around vegan ambergris and oud absolute. So
I don't know what any of these.
I don't know
things
either,
smell like.
but
it's whale vomit and vodka.
It's basically each 30 milliliter bottle is engraved with Count Orlok's sigil. Comes in a black coffer with printed fragrance notes and inspiration. It will begin selling today at Heretic Parfum.
They really should have sold it all month long. This is
well, it's for
planning.
the movie.
The movie comes out on Christmas Day.
Now back to the vegan ambergris. Is that what it said?
That's what it said.
I'm not sure how they do
I guess
that.
They've created ambergris in the lab, I guess.
How would you get whale vomit? That's all right. Well,
it's not used, not the animal. It's $125 if you want to know.
How much?
$125.
To smell like a vampire.
If you want to know what a vampire smells like.
You can have it.
So, yeah. There's no garlic. No, it does not smell like garlic.
No,
that wouldn't make
vampires hate
sense.
garlic.
Heads up, Provo drivers, be prepared for detours at 820 north between Geneva and Independence Road due to railroad crossing arm malfunction. Expect to remain closed up to 24 hours. Plan for alternate routes there. Frontrunner update, expect delays of up to 15 minutes northbound from Woods Cross to Roy. Additionally, expect similar southbound delays from Lehigh to Vineyard. No crashes being reported now, however. And let me check our message stream. That's where Infiniteam assembles. And you haven't sent anything in there either, but you can if you see something. 33986.
All right.
Here are the boner candidates you'll be voting for faster than you can imagine. Number 1, jerk on a jet ski. Number 2, taking a leak in the hospital sink. Really, doctor? And boner candidate number 3, the cops cooked him. They literally cooked him.
All right, boner of the day, big boy news. After these messages and a song, stand by.
Need a bottle of something delicious?
I brought this in, Gina, in case you need it.
What? In case
What is
I
that?
need it.
It's a blood pressure. It's a blood pressure cuff.
Oh.
You want to take your blood pressure?
So yesterday, I started a blood pressure medication.
Which one?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh.
She's having a stroke. That's why
it's news. So.
It's
It's new. It's Lisinopril. Lisinopril.
Okay.
I'm taking my blood pressure right now.
And it worked when I took my blood pressure this morning. It was lower, so I think I'm good.
Damn, this cuff is acting up.
But my doctor wants me to come in a week and check it, and she wants me to have a fasting blood test, which I hate.
What's a fasting blood?
You just have to
Can't
fast.
you have to fast before you have the blood test? So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't even have like.
So you don't eat any dinner, and then when you get off work, you go have your blood test.
Oh.
So
You can't
Gina
have
will
like.
have to go almost 12 hours without eating.
I can't even have like coffee with my vanilla latte. I could have black coffee, but I don't drink that.
I'm 132/67, and my pulse is 52. That's not too bad.
No, that's not too bad.
That's because
Here,
I
should we
take all.
check mine?
Sure. You know how to work these? You just put it. You have to hold your wrist like that. So and then just hit start.
Okay.
So put it on and. But you have to keep your arm in line with your. This is really fascinating radio.
I was going to say, we got Utah word of the day here.
Wait, hold on.
Well, it'll take a second.
Okay. Well, what are the results?
Gina's blood pressure was 162 over 100.
It's not good.
Do we need to call an ambulance?
That's terrible.
I only had one pill. One pill's not going to fix it.
I would say you need to throw that medication away and get something new.
So I've only taken one pill.
162 over 100.
Uh-huh.
You're only taking one?
Yeah.
Because I think, I think, 2 different blood pressure medications.
Well, she had me. She's like, let's just try this.
Trying to find the sweet spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, as I recall, I had to mess around with it for a while, too.
Yeah.
And it's probably nothing other than, it's probably age-related.
Great.
Means you're getting old, baby. Sorry. Your pulse, your heart rate was 70, which is, I don't know. Mine's always really low, so I don't know where 70, how that falls on the scale.
Maybe I have white coat syndrome.
What?
Yeah, it's when
you get nervous. When
you got nervous because you thought I was a doctor.
Yeah.
Is that right? That's no. I think you have white man syndrome.
That's it. I get afraid when I'm around white men.
Yeah.
Yes. Now the chat room is reacting. Demetra, who's familiar with these sort of things, my fingers were shocked by Gina's blood pressure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was mine? 132 over 67. How's that, Demetra? That's pretty good, isn't it? It's not bad.
Well, Guy has found a category.
Oh, where do I fall?
Well, let's see. Normal is the systolic is less than 20, and the diastolic is less than 80. That's normal. Elevated is 120 to 129 and less than 80.
Nope.
High blood pressure is 130 to 139 or 80 to 89.
So my systolic is a little high, but my diastole is it's okay. So I'm not bad.
Hypertension stage 2 is 140 or higher or 90 or higher with the diastolic. And hypertensive crisis, contact your doctor immediately.
You should call him now, Gina.
Is higher than 180 and higher than 120.
I'm not
with
quite
the
there
diastolic.
yet.
I mean her.
You're getting there.
I'm going to have to take mine again now because they say you should do it more than once, Second time I've taken it, 112 over 67. That's really pretty.
Oh, look, Travis the Pineman's on my same medication. He says
he's been hospitalized repeatedly.
He said it took a few days to kick in. My doctor said it could take up to 5 days.
Okay. So, yeah, there you go.
I have an email of interest here.
Email of interest?
Yes. It is, in fact, an email of interest.
I'm interested to hear it.
All right.
Should I just do it now?
Well,
without your wonderful intro that you're looking for, I can...
Email of interest.
Now, I'm doing this email of interest because I got this email yesterday. I never heard, to whom it may concern, I never heard back regarding my email below. I would have appreciated a response. It's fine if it wasn't interesting or you didn't have time. An acknowledgement would be appreciated.
Okay.
And this is from Ken Ingram. Now, I apologize, Ken Ingram. This is an interesting email. I get tons of email.
Yeah.
I go through all kinds of email, and sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. I read this email to myself and meant to follow up on it and didn't.
Okay.
So here it is now.
Okay.
And then I'll contact Ken and tell him that we did this. It says, Dear Carrie, Bill, and Gina, my name is Ken Ingram, and I am a long-time listener of the program since 1999, my high school years. Thanks for letting me listen. I write you for a memoriam shout-out to my father, Terry Ingram. This year will be 10 years since his passing. He was fond of radio. He majored in communications from Weber State University and was inducted as a fellow in the Radio Club of America. In his earlier years, he worked as a disc jockey and chief engineer for KLO Radio in Ogden. Later, he would have a career in communications as executive director for VECC 911 for the rest of his life. On July 22nd, 1972, my dad and KLO Radio performed The Damn Thing broadcast at Pineview Reservoir. The world's first live underwater. Bill, being an Ogdenite, may be familiar with this. Well, in 1972, I don't believe I was in Ogden anymore. I was in Pennsylvania. It was one of the many promotional stunts of the era. This was to coincide with the Days of 47 celebration. They engineered and manufactured a broadcasting capsule out of a shell from a hot water heater from a car wash to have the broadcast in. I have
sounds like the thing that went down to the Titanic.
I have attached the article featured in Aquarius magazine in 1973. I will let you read it for the specifics of the event if you are so inclined. He loved scuba diving and radio and was very proud of his accomplishment. I am a regular boater at Pineview Reservoir, and I always think about this every time I go there, and I thought you and other people would enjoy learning of this event that took place over 50 years ago. Please let me know if you plan to broadcast this, as me and my family would love to listen. Well, Ken, I'm doing it without alerting you ahead of time, but hopefully...
It'll be available on the podcast.
Yeah, you'll get the podcast of it. He's included the article in Aquarius magazine, and in fact, they did this. They went down. Now they had breathing apparatus, but they went down and got into this capsule in Pineview Reservoir.
That's so cool.
And did a break. I haven't read the whole story.
How long were they down there? Does it say?
I haven't read the whole article, so it's hard for me to say. They had they put a light and they put an air hose into the
plastic
tank.
surgery disaster.
There was a light in there. There was a seat. An emergency air supply, a microphone.
Let's see, 7:23 right now. It is time for Boner of the Day.
I'll see
Three
you.
news stories.
We sank to the bottom.
Examples
I'll see you Pineview Day in a minute, 20 seconds. I'm trying to see if it says how long. I'll read through it and we'll do some more about it.
That was before the term liability was a thing. Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, October 31, 2024? And
then there is
a third after the news.
He
Once
sent
you've heard all three,
an
then you
obituary
will
of
vote.
his
One of you lucky
dad,
random boner voters
Terry
will receive.
Penrod Ingram,
Can't buy it, gotta win
who
it.
died
It
in
could be your
2013,
Halloween costume today.
pretty young at
Come
the
by
age of
and get it.
66.
Radio from
Natural
Hell
causes,
Boner
it
t-shirt.
says.
Here's Boner candidate number one.
I remember his name. I may have
on a
even
jet
met him.
ski.
Because KLO, you know
Florida is where this happened.
Of course.
A jet ski rider.
Actually, I was not. I knew people who were on the air
video,
but I wasn't in radio at the time.
Has been arrested after using his jet ski to knock a fisherman off of his kayak and into the water in a video that has gone viral across social media. On Sunday, the 27th, a TikToker named Coastal Floats posted a video on his account asking viewers to help find a guy that he had an altercation with. In the video, this Mr. Coastal Floats is fishing from a kayak when a group of jet ski riders come right through his area where he's fishing. They go across his fishing line, and they ruin the fishing. They scared all the fish away. Frustrated, the TikToker confronted one of the riders, who then made high waves, kind of flipped around, made some big high waves up against the kayak, and the waves caused Coastal Floats and several of his very expensive items to fall off the kayak and into the water. He got it all on tape. It could have been dangerous. In a follow-up, Mr. Coastal Float shared that two guys in another boat helped him recover from the accident by offering him a towel and helping him said, climb on board our boat and relax for a few minutes, get your breath back. Well, thanks to the video, which includes a close-up of the jet ski and its rider, viewers used the vessel's hull number on the jet ski to identify the man. It was Philip Bunch.
Of course. And
Mr. Coastal Floats went to the police with this information, and Mr. Bunch was arrested and charged with battery and criminal mischief, fined $1,000. And fine, that's great. I'm glad they got him. But just just when you watch the video, there's a picture of the two of the guy in his kayak on the right, and that's Mr. Bunch on his jet ski, and he just
you can just tell he's a jerk.
Yeah,
he gives off a jerk vibe,
and he purposely
it wasn't an accident.
That guy. No, because he didn't like Mr. Coastal Floats there saying, "Hey, you're ruining the fishing. What are you doing?" Boner candidate number one, jet ski jerk.
Boner candidate number 2, taking a leak in the hospital sink. Really, Doc?
Gross.
A doctor has been fired. This is a British story. It says here, I had to translate it. A doctor has been struck off. He was fired.
Sacked.
After he was caught urinating in a hospital sink. Not once, but twice. Dr. Graham Evangeli Eli Michael Holmes shocked his colleagues when they caught him peeing into the sink after his morning clinic finished. The experienced doctor also said in front of a patient that a CT scan was to be carried out to see if she had a brain. We're going to do a CT scan, see if you have a brain. Dr. Holmes, who's in his 70s, told the General Medical Council he couldn't remember that he had made that remark because, well, my brain isn't like a computer, you know. And he didn't give a response to the allegation that he urinated into a clinical sink at the Gosport War Memorial Hospital. The Medical Practitioners Tribunal determined that Dr. Holmes didn't acknowledge or even apologize for his proven serious misconduct of peeing into the sink. But colleagues caught him not once, but twice, peeing into the sink in the hospital. Really, doctor?
It's just too convenient.
Really? Peeing into the sink. Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, which is the cops cooked him. I mean, they literally cooked him.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinnuendo brought to you by.
Join Todd at Ivory Homes this Saturday from 11 to 1 at their Tanner Flats grand opening at 820 South Tanner Road in Santaquin. You can stop by for free donuts and hot chocolate. Check out their new model homes and see Todd for your chance to win Rufus DeSole tickets coming to town August 10th.
I think it's a model Todd as well.
A model Todd?
Yeah. You know, this Martha Stewart documentary, I'm going to have to watch it. She doesn't like it, but there's interesting stuff in there, apparently. She's been teaching for decades through cookbooks and TV in magazines that bear her name, and now she's schooling the world on the events of her own storied life in the documentary Martha. I just hope that everyone gets a few life lessons from the film and understand what's been going on. No topic is off the table. Stewart reveals that both she and her ex-husband, publisher Andy Stewart, had affairs during their marriage. The couple were married from 1961 to 1990, and they share a daughter, Alexis, born in 1965. Early in the film, Martha recalls kissing a very handsome guy in Florence. Well, we were on our honeymoon, Andy and I. Andy was at the hotel, and I was at the Duomo.
Wait, on her honeymoon?
Yes, and I just kissed him. He didn't know that I was married. I was this waif of a girl, hanging out in the cathedral on Easter Eve. He was emotional, I was emotional, and so we kissed. Martha went on to share that she also once had a very brief affair with a very attractive Irish man.
Martha's had adventures.
She was working as a stockbroker in the late 60s. Oh, it was nothing. I would never have broken up a marriage for that.
If you had run into Martha at that point, Bill, you would have had adventures together.
Oh, you bet. Andy, her husband, he had an affair that she could not forgive. There's a picture of Martha. It doesn't look anything like herself.
Nothing like her today.
She's more attractive today than she is in that picture from 30 years ago. By the way, Andy's still around, but she said, we haven't talked in decades. But she could not forgive the fact Martha, was very kind to somebody, and this person who worked for her, and she said, listen, you can stay in one of the houses on our estate here, Turkey Hill. And then Martha went off on her travels. Mm-hmm. Well, Andy ended up having an affair with that girl that was staying in.
You invited her here. What was I supposed to do?
Right. And she said, I just couldn't forgive that. It was on our own property.
But you kissed a stranger on your honeymoon.
It was just a kiss.
You kissed a stranger on your honeymoon.
And I did have an affair with a very attractive Irish man. Yeah. But it was just brief.
I don't understand any of this.
Anyway. No, you don't, do you?
No.
All right. Let's move on, shall we? Officers with the American Fork Police Department have now arrested 2 more people in connection with the murder of 42-year-old Matthew Rastelli in July of this year. Detectives have arrested 36-year-old Catherine Rastelli 59-year-old Tracy Grist for conspiracy to commit murder, and 33-year-old Kevin Ellis was already in custody for murder, possession of a dangerous weapon by a restricted person, and possession of a controlled substance. This is the story Gina's telling us of they put a tracking device in the guy's car.
So they knew when he got there, so they could shoot him when he walked in the door?
Yeah. 3 adults and 2 children were in the home at the time of this, but it's interesting they've arrested other people now who were sort of in on the conspiracy.
Well, because it was the wife,
Yeah.
her mother,
Right.
Her brother's the one that actually shot him, but
Yeah.
they all knew what was happening. They were all
it's
in
like
on
a conspiracy. And there are other, I think.
No, it's
wasn't
just
there
those
one.
people.
Wasn't there one other there
I don't
somewhere?
think so.
Anyway, they've got them all, and they're in jail, and it'll be interesting to see the trial. And we'll go to the crime desk for further crime news from Gina Barberi.
This is from Minnesota. A man shot and killed his pregnant ex during a court-approved visit. I don't understand this.
He was out on parole for murder.
A different, murdered, 35-year-old Damara Alexis Kirkland was found dead in her home in St. Paul on Saturday by law enforcement responding to reports of gunfire. She'd supposedly just been visited by her soon-to-be ex-husband, 36-year-old Michael Stowers. Kirkland was 2 months pregnant at the time, and a letter addressed to Stowers was found in her mailbox, according to a statement of probable cause. So he was paroled following imprisonment for second-degree murder for shooting and death of a man in 2008, which I'm just surprised you're able to get out of prison ever for that. He'd been living in a halfway house and was granted permission to visit his ex-wife, who had filed for divorce in June. Sounds like she didn't want to be around him.
Yeah,
at
but
all.
go on over and see her.
He shot her, and then as he was leaving the house, he carjacked a car for the getaway car, and he is still, as of this writing, on the loose. They have not caught him yet.
A group of eastern Utah counties wants to change the way federal agencies evaluate the environmental impacts of development, starting with an 88-mile railroad that would connect their remote, oil-rich corner of the state to the nation's broader rail network. Soon, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear what the counties and their critics have to say. Eagle County, Colorado, and conservation groups filed new arguments this month against an appeal by Utah's 7-county infrastructure coalition. The Supreme Court announced they will hear arguments in December. The county coalition's argument follows a lower appeals court disapproval last year of the permit granted to build the Uinta Basin Railway, which would make it easier for Utah fossil fuels to reach refineries across the country. If built, the railroad would quintuple the region's exports, according to 2021 environmental review, but it would also be very damaging to the environment.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't want it, but now it's going to go to the Supreme Court. Guess what'll happen?
Yeah.
Just guess. If you're a betting person, the Supreme Court will say, well, sure. Come on, the environment isn't that important. J.D. Vance downplayed a racist joke told at Trump's Madison Square Garden rally, Nazi rally, and said anybody who's offended by that should, quote, just take a chill pill.
But don't call the Republican voters garbage, because that's a bridge too far.
During a Monday campaign appearance in Wausau, Wisconsin, the freshman Ohio senator was asked by a reporter about the series of racist jokes told by so-called comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, who called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Although the reporter didn't repeat the remark, Trump's running mate said he hadn't actually seen the joke that you mentioned, but I won't comment on the specifics of it. But I think we just have to stop getting so offended at every little thing
you're
in
garbage.
the United States of America.
You're garbage.
I'm
baby.
just so
How do you
over it,
feel about
except
that?
for the fact that you can't call me garbage. You can't do that. Will you take a chill pill?
Here's the thing about this rally. Everybody's focused on the Puerto Rico as an island of garbage.
Oh, there were way worse things.
There were much worse things. This guy said...
Stephen Miller.
Well, the Latino having babies thing that we can't repeat on the air.
There were much worse things said by other people as well.
Yep.
I mean, just look. There's on YouTube. There's footage of this stuff.
Yeah,
and you can watch it, and you'll be shocked.
And this is this. I'm going to end with this story. I think this is a fitting ending to all of that news. A powerful geyser of sewage, a fountain of feces, 180-foot high fountain of feces erupted from a sewer pipeline in Russia, blasting wastewater and debris 180 feet into the air. A video posted to Russian Telegram channel shared online shows. The clip shows a fountain surging for several minutes, spraying apparently contaminated, it's poo water.
Yeah.
Spraying it all over buildings and vehicles and public spaces. It looked to occur near a busy intersection and reached up to the 17th story.
I think this is the same fountain that Tucker Carlson had in his pro-Russia video. Remember when he went grocery shopping and all that?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he stood by the fountain and said, I think this is one of the most beautiful fountains I've ever seen. You wouldn't see anything like this in America.
No, I never.
180-foot fountain of feces.
Yes, Andrew, it's the Putin fountain.
All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
So 43 right now, high of 53 today. Tiny chance of rain, but I think for trick-or-treaters it should just be cloudy, not wet. We're going to cross our fingers that it's not raining this evening, but there is a 20% chance of that. Tomorrow, high of 56, low of 39. Next chance of rain looks like it's Saturday night into Sunday, about a 70% chance of it then. Traffic we have, just want to remind Provo drivers, be prepared for detours at 820 north between Geneva and Independence Road. This is due to railroad crossing arms malfunctioning. Expect it to remain closed up to 24 hours. Planned for alternate routes through there. Good news is that's it. I have no accidents to tell you about. Everyone seems to be behaving themselves, and you haven't sent anything in via text, but you certainly can if you see something. 33986 is where you do that.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. The cops cooked him. I mean, they literally cooked him. The Phoenix Police Department, already dealing with the fallout of the violent beating of a deaf man and facing the threat of federal oversight, is facing yet another lawsuit after a man suffered third-degree burns across much of his body during a detainment. Michael Kenyon, who has not been charged with a crime for the incident, spent more than a month hospitalized with burns on his face, arms, chest, and legs after the incident in July. Some pieces of flesh are now missing from above his knees. I wish there the cops holding him down on the hot pavement for a long time. I wish we had the, I don't know if we had the other picture. He's showing his injuries. Phoenix police are demonstrating an utter disregard for human life over and over again, said Bobby DeCello, one of Kenyon's attorneys. This young man was burned to the third degree because his skin was cooked on asphalt. When asked again if he believed officers cooked Kenyon, DeCello said, "There is no doubt." The incident occurred when it was 114 degrees in central Phoenix. The cops were investigating something in a parking lot there. Mr. Kenyon stopped and said, what's going on here?" And the cops took him into custody and pulled him down, pushed him down onto the ground. Then they weighted him down, put knees on his back and put knees on his neck. There's a picture right there, x96.com/live of some of the burns he suffered. And there's his knees. There's skin missing from his knees now. I mean, he literally was cooked on the hot pavement. And he's not been charged with any crime. They finally let him up and said, okay, you can go. Boner candidate number 3. The cops cooked him. I mean, they literally cooked him.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, jerk on a jet ski, using his jet ski to knock a fisherman off his kayak intentionally. Fortunately, the cops found the guy and fined him. And boner candidate number 2, taking a leak in the hospital sink. Really, doctor? Yep, a doctor in England. Twice he was caught peeing in one of the sinks at the hospital. And boner candidate number 3, the cops cooked him. They literally cooked him.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be boner of the day for today, October 31, 2024? 3 ways to vote. First of all, you got to decide which one of these is the worst, which one should win. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put that single digit in the message of a text. Then text that to 33986. It's one way to vote. You can call Katie in the producer's booth at 877-602-9696. Wish her a happy Halloween and vote for your boner. You can also go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, October 31, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. Now, you got 300 seconds to get your vote in. Now, as soon as we award the Boner of the Day, be ready to call, because Chainsaw Guy will be here.
Love advice from Chainsaw Guy?
Love, life, career advice from Chainsaw Guy. 877-602-9696. You know, if you want to line up now for Chainsaw Guy,
Sure.
you can. So, yeah, go ahead. Right as soon as we award Boner of the Day, after these messages, votes.
To John. And it is a mad world. So tonight, why don't you stop by McDonald's and stake out with McDonald's hearty new chopped beefsteak sandwich. Grilled to juicy perfection and garnished with fresh onions. McDonald's serves it up sizzling hot on a toasted French roll with tangy steak sauce. Top it off with an order of crisp, golden brown onion nuggets. Bite-sized chunks of onion deep fried to a golden crunch.
Onion nuggets? Are you kidding me?
So why not try the big taste of steak and the great taste of onion nuggets? They're all new, and they're waiting for you at participating McDonald's. And now, here he is, a man who says absence makes the heart grow fonder, so why don't you stay away a little longer? Your host, Kerry Jackson.
I'm still stuck on onion nuggets.
They tried them. Did not work.
Stuck on onion nuggets.
I love the idea. All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. It looks like Chad is who you'll be playing against. Chad, hello. How are you?
Great. How are you guys?
Just fine, Chad. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game in that you will go first. You call it heads or tails.
I think heads have been winning this week. Let's go with that.
All right, let's see. It is heads.
You were paying attention, Chad.
I have been.
You're one step closer to winning these tickets to see Blue October on Saturday, August 24th.
All right. So the first question is for you, Chad. It's a multiple choice pop culture trivia. If you get the answer correctly, you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer that same question correctly, stealing your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Madonna trivia today because it's her birthday. All right, here we go. First question.
Sorry about this.
It's all right, Chad. Yeah, apologize to your wife. Or is it the doctor? Is it your doctor? Who is it? Never mind.
No, just somebody I'm giving a ride to.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. You're an Uber driver.
Tell them to mind their own business.
All right, so Madonna. On October 2013, Madonna received a lifetime ban from the Alamo Drafthouse Theater chain because of what? Is it one, she kept saying aloud, fake, every time the shark in Jaws appeared? Or was it number two, after she was texting incessantly during a screening of 12 Years a Slave? Was it three, she didn't bathe all week prior to the screening of Gravity and she stunk up the place? Or number four, after screaming, don't go in there at the screen during Scream?
Either one or three. Let's go with one.
One, you think? Well, no.
Oh.
I mean, I bet she's stinky, but I also think she's probably texting during the movie.
So is that your answer?
Yes.
Texting is correct. During 12 Years a Slave. Can you believe
Pay
it?
attention, Madonna.
All right. Gina.
Yes.
Madonna's first album was released in July of 1983. What is the name of her first album? Is it one, There's Always Room on the Broom? Is it two, Die Another Day? Is it three, Like The Exorcist, but with more breakdancing? Or four, Madonna?
It's just Madonna.
Just Madonna.
It's just
I'm sorry, Chad. It's 2-0. It is your turn.
All right, Chad.
Okay.
What is Madonna's longest-running number one hit on the Billboard Hot 100? Her longest-running
This is a hard
number
one.
This is hard. Is it one, Take a Bow? Is it two, Get That Bear Out of the Trash Can? Is it three, Die Another Day? Or is it four, If Looks Could Kill, I'd Watch You Die?
No clue. Let's Die Another Day.
Die Another Day? Terribly
Sorry, Chad. Bye-bye.
Take a bow.
Take a bow is correct.
That's 3-0, Chad. You're...
Chad, thank you for giving me plenty of leftover trivia questions for next week.
What was the Madonna Gravity one? Was she in Gravity?
No.
I didn't.
No,
she was
watching.
Oh, she was watching Gravity. I missed that part.
Chad, I feel it must be so embarrassing to lose in front of the lady you're driving around. So we'll let her think you won anyway and give you these tickets to Blue October. How about that?
That's awesome. Thank you.
Hang on
I'm
the
a winner
line.
today.
Yes, you are. Hang on. Hang on the line.
Yay!
Hang on, and we'll get those two.
All right. Listen, I've got to go. It's time for my mid-morning daiquiri with Mrs. Ola.
Ah.
All right. It's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by some delicious pasta. What do you call that kind of pasta that has cheese inside of it? A little,
tortellini?
Yeah, tortellini. Tortellini in a squash sort of sauce and asparagus, and it was great.
Fed up with your current health benefits? Empathetics offers alternative private health care with great membership benefits. VIP membership is $95 a month with no contract. Includes a Utah Med card. Learn more at empatheticswellness.com.
Well, no contest, really. 23 people were against doctors peeing in sinks.
Down with doctors.
Well, I think that's all the George Costanza votes that were heard from. It's all pipes.
18 people were quite upset about the jet ski, but 281 people have voted saying, no, you shouldn't. The police should not have cooked that guy on the pavement. Of course not. Boner candidate number 3 wins.
That's your Boner of the Day for today, October 31, 2024. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That will be decided tomorrow by Dave, the flower guy. He'll just come in here and tell us who won the boner. Okay.
Chainsaw guy's out in the lobby. Should we get? I don't know. Nobody's called to talk to him.
877-602-9696. Maybe we need to explain Chainsaw Guy to you.
Come on in.
He is the guy at the end of every haunted house that has a chainsaw that chases you out at the end. But
every single haunted house. You know what a responsibility that is?
My Chainsaw Guy.
I have to, and I have to change my hockey mask. I have to change my hockey mask at least twice a season.
Your hockey mask.
My hockey, that's what I said, my hockey mask.
But that's not all you do.
No, I'm a self-certified life coach.
Self-certified life coach.
I can offer. Do you have to repeat everything I say?
Well, you're wearing the hocky mask. I just want to make sure people understand.
Okay, I understand. I am a self-certified life coach, so I can answer any life question you might have.
You care about people, don't you?
Desperately. I want to save humanity.
Save humanity.
Well, we all need goals. Let's begin. Looks like Mike in Nashville is here and could use some advice.
Oh, Mike. Hi, Mike. What can I do for you, Mike?
Good morning, Chainsaw Guy.
Oh.
I have this friend who's kind of obsessed with a musical act.
Yes.
He kind of follows them around all over the place, and it's kind of bordering on obsession. And his family is really starting to
don't over-explain it, Mike. Mike, I think we got it. What's your question?
I'm just wondering what advice could I give him?
Well, Mike, first of all, I think it's probably, pick a better band. I know. If you're going to be talking something, and don't try to tell me what I told her, and don't tell me what to do. And I don't know what hang on, and I'm not just telling you. I think the baby is going to die. Okay, mister, we're going to go, and we're drinking, and we'll say tomorrow. And then you say, what's the matter, man? And then you try to find a better band than Dave Matthews. Okay?
Oh, that's very insightful.
Tell him
Thank you
that.
very much, Chainsaw Guy. I feel empowered.
You're welcome, man.
There you go. Hey, that's easy.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Devin. Hello, Devin.
Oh, Devin.
Devin.
What can Chainsaw Guy do for you, Devin?
Well, I'm in a bit of a career crisis.
Uh-huh.
I'm in a job now, and I'm good at it,
Yeah.
and I could be comfortable and stay there,
Uh-huh.
or I could change industries into something that's a little more scary, and I couldn't think of anybody I trust more than Chainsaw Guy to help me out.
Well, Devin, here's what I would suggest. I think you better run out of town. I know you're probably very talented, and I know you have a lot of potential. That's what you do, Charlie. But then you're going to go all those magazines, and you have to go in and out and in and out and in and out. So, what I would do is and I'm not telling you, and then you take a look for so you've got to consider what to do, and then I would suggest worm farming. All right?
I hadn't thought of it that way.
All right, well, very few people do.
Fresh perspective.
Thank you, Devin.
Thank
Thanks.
All right.
Devin. All right.
There you go, Devin.
Bye-bye.
You know, we have time for one more question, it looks like. Just one more question is all. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I got to get out of here, too. So.
You've got a lot to do today.
Boy,
It is the busy season.
Boy, howdy. You
All
said
right.
a mouthful.
Let's go to Allison Sabo.
Oh.
I am so lucky to have the closing question to Chainsaw Guy. Chainsaw Guy,
Mhm.
I'm dressed as a sriracha bottle for Halloween, and I need to know how to attract my spicy mate.
Oh,
Chainsaw Guy,
Huh?
what am I supposed to do?
Well,
attract a spicy.
Well, that's pretty sassy. I gotta tell you, I'm trying to get a... Yeah, I bet you really have to. Make sure when you go through that, you're looking for some... Maybe some Kahlua, go into that. I think I'm wrong. But I guess I would suggest a service. And I don't think you're going to find anything there. Unless, I think you want to find somebody, you're just going to have to grow the hell up.
There you go.
Chainsaw Guy, you're amazing and always give sound advice.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you. Listen, I gotta go. I gotta go scare some people. See you later.
Thank you, Chainsaw
It is that
Guy.
season. Thank you.
My favorite thing we do. Yes, I know it's stupid.
I'm sorry, Gina.
I know it's stupid.
I'm really sorry.
I don't care. Let's see. Crash northbound I-1500 and 52nd south the center lane. Closed there, milepost 287. Crash southbound SR36 in Tooele, milepost 57. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, please text us and let us know, 33986. Celebrate Halloween tonight at Area 51's Halloween Night Extravaganza. $1,000 in cash and prizes at the biggest Halloween party of the year at Area 51.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages. It is time for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake update with Victoria.
It's a scary in another way.
It's a different kind of scary, yes. And then after that, it's Beat Gina. It's Halloween-themed
Okay.
trivia.
Perfect.
Not the movie, necessarily.
The holiday.
The holiday.
Okay.
You'll win some prizes for that coming up. KXRK Provo.
I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny Ola. But today, I'm Johnny Ole. Because I have news about how you can turn plain hamburger from okay to Ole. It's new Hamburger Helper Tamale Pie. Hamburger Helper Tamale Pie has zesty seasonings to liven up your plain hamburger. Saucy tomato sauce to tingle your taste. And all the fixins for an authentic cornmeal topping that'll make your family say, Magnifico! New Hamburger Helper Tamale Pie. Why, just eat a regular meal when you can dig into a Mexican fiesta? Hamburger Helper helped her hamburger make a great meal. And now, when he's not digging into a Mexican fiesta, he's digging into a witty trivia on the game show. Beat Gina. He's your witty host, Carrie Jackson. Ole!
All right. Thank you very much, Johnny Ola. All right.
Full of tamale pie.
Indeed. Okay, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Looks like you'll be playing against Melanie today. Melanie, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, Melanie.
Is that me? Am I Melanie?
That is
Okay,
you.
good.
That is you. All right, let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. Heads or tails, Melanie?
Heads.
All right. Heads it is. Gina Barberry. That means Melanie goes first. That will give you the advantage in the game, Melanie. You're one step closer to winning those, tickets?
Imagine Dragons
Imagine
tickets.
Dragons tickets. All right. Multiple choice pop culture trivia. First question for you, Melanie. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer the same question. And if she correctly gets it, she'll steal your point away. And we'll go back and forth till one of you has 3 points. All right, first question. These are leftover Men in Black trivia.
Okay.
All right. The first movie. Let's see. Melanie, who was offered the role of Kay but turned it down? Now, remember, that's Tommy Lee Jones. Who was offered the role of Kay but turned it down? Was it 1, Guy Fieri? Was it 2, Danny DeVito? Was it 3, RuPaul? Or 4, Clint Eastwood?
I'm going to say it was 2.
Danny DeVito. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Gina.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood is correct. He turned
Yes,
it down.
that's a
Oh,
point.
good job, Gina.
Can't imagine why he would turn that down.
Point for Gina. Did you hear that, Gina? Melanie said, "Good job, Gina."
You're being so supportive.
That's
I
very
appreciate
nice,
that.
isn't it? We're usually a lot of trash talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's one to
I'm not a good
nothing.
trash talker.
1-0, and Gina controls the question as well.
Gina, what did Will Smith do as research for his role as Jay
Okay.
in Men in Black? What did he do as research? Was it 1, he made Chris Rock wear an alien mask and slapped him?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2, he visited an alien encounter convention in Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 3, nothing? I was in Independence Day. I know fighting aliens.
Exactly.
Is it 4, he had an emotionally moving heart-to-heart talk with Uncle Phil and Aunt Vivian?
I bet he went to a convention.
He did go to a convention.
2-0.
Wow.
It's time for you to try to get into the game, Melanie.
You can do it, Melanie.
Melanie, our last leftover Men in Black trivia question. What are the names of the aliens that are ready to attack the planet? Not their proper names, but the names of the race. The name of the race of aliens that are ready to attack the planet. Is it 1, the Arquillians, 2, the Klingons, 3, the Mondashawans, or 4, the Magats?
I'm guessing 1.
Arquillians.
There we go.
Back in the game.
Thank goodness. Got a
You're in
point.
the game.
Back in the game.
But if Gina gets this one, she wins.
All right. Let's see. We're going to move to Blade Runner trivia.
Okay.
Why was Joanna Cassidy, who played Zora, so at ease with the snake around her neck?
Okay.
She played a stripper and she had a snake around her neck. Okay. So why was she so at ease with the snake? Was it 1, they lied to her and told her it was a Muppet? Was it 2, she was so high? Woo! Was it 3, she played a snake handler in an episode of Lou Grant back in 1977? Or 4, it was her pet Burmese python named Darling?
I'm going, it's her Burmese python.
It is her Burmese
And
python.
Gina wins the game.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry,
Good job,
Melanie.
Gina.
Look at how nice Melanie is. I don't normally do this, Melanie, but you're extremely nice.
Well, and so are the band Imagine Dragons. They're extremely nice.
They are. And I'm going to go ahead and give you these tickets anyway to Imagine Dragons coming to
real?
Utah
Thank
First
you.
Credit Union Amphitheater October 15th. For real.
I love that she feigns
Thank
surprise.
you so much. I'm so excited.
That's very good of you. Thank you, Melanie. Hang on the line.
I used to just love Joanna Cassidy.
Yes.
I've got to go. I can smell some tamale pie coming from Mrs. Zola's kitchen.
I'll bet you can.
Like Michael and Draper did. He's very scared by the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I said, well, this next segment's going to frighten you to death, Michael and Draper.
And Draper. All right. Well, is it sponsored?
It's brought to you by Michael and Draper.
Okay, there we go.
I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother.
Well, here she is, live and direct from the city that was nearly destroyed by fire when Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicked over a lantern. Ooh. The city of Chicago. She's Victoria, and she's here to provide us with an update on the latest Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Good morning, Victoria.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
Is this another title that you hate?
Yes, thank you, Gina. You see me. I really appreciate that. Oh, my gosh. It's called The Husbands. So obviously this is a play on husbands because there's drama going on between a couple of husbands. But what does Huz, S-H-U-Z-Z mean?
Don't have any idea.
I Googled it, and I was not satisfied. So anyway, I don't really care. But,
okay.
All right, so this week's episode, we finally get a nice, healthy restaurant watch.
Oh, good.
So I've been waiting for this, and it's only took up to episode 7. So we get Cafe Galleria, which I looked it up. It's in Midway, in case you don't know what that is.
Okay.
And then they go to the 8 Settlers Distillery, which is it looks like that's in Cottonwood Heights.
I've been there. Uh-huh.
Okay. And then Copper Common. And so is that not the Copper Onion anymore?
So there's Copper Onion, and next to it is Copper Common.
Oh,
they're both run by Ryan Lauder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right. So it shows how much I'm not caught up. Anyway, I'll make sure to get to Copper Common. Anyway, all right. So here's what's going on this week. I'm calling this so extra. And Justin, who is Whitney's husband, he's so extra. And so last week's episode and this week's episode there was a to be continued because we were at Angie K's Mob Housewives party or whatever. Anyway. Yeah. So there's this fight going on between Whitney and Lisa because we've got this drama of someone spreading a rumor, which apparently is not a rumor about Whitney's business, that she's buying up cheap jewelry and then marking it up for her jewelry business. And she thinks Lisa's the one that actually is like perpetuating this.
So it's not a rumor? That's what's really happening?
It's not really a rumor because apparently, like, she's posted it on her website. I have not looked into any of this. This is all hearsay, because I don't really care. But Whitney is mad at Lisa for bringing this to light or sharing it or anyway. She's really, really mad at Lisa. Lisa is indignant because she says, I did not do this. Anyway, they're at this party, and she's like, Lisa goes to a 10, and she says she's going to call her secret investigator and wants him to call the police on her defamation. Anyway, hilarious. So Lisa goes and gets in Justin's face. And remember, Justin is Whitney's husband. And she basically says, like, I don't know how you can be married to her. Like, she's such a liar. And so then Justin responds in kind, which is not wise. And so then he raises his voice. Lisa's husband's standing next to Justin, and they start to go toes. Like, they look like they're going to get into it. This is not good. Anyway, so they're yelling and fighting at this party. And then the next day after the party, we see Justin dumping Vita tequila and some other, like, drink of Lisa and John's down the drain in protest.
That'll show
what's going on. Exactly. They then have their sit down to talk things out at Copper Common. Okay. And I actually really like John and Justin, but this whole, like, sit down and conflict for me is getting yawns because – I mean, it just is not playing real. And I think it's weird that Justin got this upset. Like, he should have just let Lisa and Whitney fight it out anyway. And John, anyway, so we'll see. But if you want to sound like you watched this week, you just choose if you're Team Justin or Team John, or if you're Team Whitney or Team Lisa. We get more shenanigans from the producers because they are so tricky, and I'm calling this our bait and switch. So we get this, like, lengthy footage of someone having a very, very difficult time parallel parking their luxury SUV.
Don't they have people to do that?
There's that, too, or a car fancy enough to do it for them. Also, it kind of made me laugh, too, because I realized how spoiled I got by parallel parking spaces in Salt Lake City versus parallel parking in Chicago. It is not for the faint of heart.
No.
So anyway, of course we assume this is a housewife, right? Because we're watching the Housewives. And so after the person gets parked, they open the door and ta-da, it's John, Lisa's husband.
Men don't know how to parallel park?
Apparently. I confess I giggled a little bit. So officially the big news this week for me is I am officially in love with Bronwyn. So she is one of the new housewives. So go check out my Instagram, Judgy Empath. I posted a bunch of screenshots from this. So her thing is, so her husband travels a lot for work. So one of her things with their relationship is she likes to get these costumes and dress up in huge costumes to go pick him up from the airport. So we get this montage of her, like in a blow-up shark costume. She ends up in a panda costume. She's in this like pig costume. I love this because at first I thought maybe Bronwyn took herself a little too seriously because she's really into fashion. She really, but I just love this because I think it shows like her sense of humor and like I think it shows like a real affection between her and her husband.
Well, that's nice.
And also I love that she'll embarrass herself. And it's so funny. So if you look at the picture where she's dressed up as the pig, when she's at the airport standing at the luggage carousel, there's these two guys standing next to her, and she says, oink, oink. And they said, what? And she says, oink, oink, like twice a straight face. They don't know how to react.
Well, I like the fact that her name is, what is it, Bronwyn Newport.
Yes,
fancy.
Exactly.
Very fancy.
Yes, exactly. And then what I really like too is she's having this. I don't like the conflict she's having with Heather, but she's in a. I don't fully understand what the issue is here, but Heather's mad at Bronwyn. And so Bronwyn wants to clear the air, and so she has Heather over. And Bronwyn starts the conversation by apologizing. And she does give a housewife's apology where it's, hey, I'm sorry if you feel this way, or I'm sorry, and so Heather's pushing her to, like, really give, like, I'm sorry for my behavior. And really, Bronwyn's supposed to apologize for being messy. They're all being messy. But Bronwyn's like, fine. If it'll make you feel better for me to apologize for being messy, I will say I'm sorry for being messy. And all she wants in kind is an apology from Heather, which is totally how I apologize. I'm like, I will be the first one to raise the white flag, but then I expect we both contributed to this. And Heather won't meet her at this. It's interesting. So
damn her.
Again, if you want, what's that? Exactly.
Damn her.
And I used to really like Heather, and so I'm struggling this season, but we'll see. And then we'll see how I feel about Bronwyn as time goes on, because freshman housewives. I really like how they show up. I really like how she's showing up, but we'll see what happens when she actually gets into the machine of being a housewife. Again, if you want to sound like you watch this week, decide if you're Team Bronwyn or Team Heather. So we have an impending girls trip. So this is being organized by Bronwyn. We're not on the trip yet. It looks like the trip is going to start next week. So Bronwyn's organizing this trip, and it's actually going to be with the girls and their husbands. And so she's got, I think they have property out in Palm Springs. Or Palm Desert. Actually, I forgot. Anyway, so they're going to go out there to this property, and they want it to be this couples trip. So she for sure is not inviting Brittany. Yay, I'm so excited. We don't need Brittany. Even though Brittany brings the drama of Jared Osman, whatever. And then she's not sure she's going to bring Heather, and so that's why she has the sit-down with Heather to decide. She wants to clear the air before they go on this trip together. So so we'll just be ready for Palm Springs or whatever next week.
Okay.
So our quotes of the week are, I know Mormons don't drink wine, but I know Brittany does. So this is Angie K. And Brittany organizes what I think is a mix and mingle. I haven't actually been to one of these, but I've heard they're a thing after church. And so she invites Angie to this mix and mingle for everyone to get together and, talk church things. And Angie brings a bottle of wine. And Brittany in confessional says, how could Angie K bring a bottle of wine? Because Angie K grew up in Salt Lake City. She's the Greek, right?
Right.
And so, she's supposed to know that Mormons don't bring a bottle of wine to a party. So anyway, but to Angie's point, Brittany drinks wine. So whatever. And then our other quote is, you have to love Lisa exactly how she is because she isn't going to be anyone different. This is Bronwyn about Lisa because there is a lot going on about Lisa this season, and it's been building about whether or not she's the villain of the show. And all the women have judgments about who Lisa should be and whether or not she's lying and whether or not she's too much. And I really like that Bronwyn's like, well, she's just going to be herself. So, you decide what you want to do and then navigate around that. But so I thought that was really interesting how she's trying to handle this with Lisa. And she's friends with Lisa, but they're not, best friends. And so I think I did hear, too, that Lisa ultimately calls Bronwyn the villain of the season. So we'll see.
Okay.
Anyway, and then finally, our drinking game this week, I'm calling Bad Blood. So it's not really looking for words because we've got lots of drama going on between the different housewives. So what you're going to do is either get your glass of wine or get your shots lined up and just sip them or shoot them and keep the buzz going. Because there's a lot of bickering and fighting going on and different people demanding apologies. And we want to keep in mind that housewives will forget, they will forgive, but they will never let it go.
Yes.
And then I want to invite everyone to follow me on Instagram at Judgy Empath. So I've got lots of Real Housewives of Salt Lego that I'm posting, and then I also like posting my Chicago food adventures and all the different fun stuff that we're trying while we're out here.
So Judgy Empath on Instagram. I just went there, and there's a picture of Bronwyn in a frog costume coming down the escalator.
It's adorable.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's really.
I love her.
It's cute.
Thanks,
All right.
Victoria.
Thank you, Victoria.
All right, thank you. Talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
So crash I-15 northbound approaching 146 South exit in Bluffdale. 2 left lanes and the left shoulder are blocked. Traffic is at a crawl backing into Utah County. Oh, the good news is that's the only issue that UDOT's reporting, and I don't think you've sent anything in via text. I'll check quickly. Nope, but if you see something, please let us know. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a Halloween song. Mm-hmm. And the subject of Beat Gina, the trivia today, is Halloween trivia.
Oh, all right.
About the holiday, not about the movie. We'll do that later. But 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play and win. What is the prize?
We have tickets to the Tower of Terror at the Broadway Center Cinema. And why don't we put those in a Radio from Hell coffee mug just to sweeten the Halloween deal?
All right, movie tickets and the coffee mug. 877-602-9696 is the number to call and play Beat Gina. 877-602-9696. And,
Carrie went and picked up the paper edition of the Salt Lake City Weekly Best of Utah.
Well, I know they carry them at the comic book store, so I
saw that
picked it up on the way out.
That Channel 2 won an award. It was in the news today.
Did they?
Yeah.
It was in the news?
Yeah. It was on one of the...
I know Mary Nichols
won. Oh, it was
won.
Mary Nichols, yeah.
Our good friend Mary Nichols won Best TV Anchor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Congratulations. Okay. Nicely done.
You know, we won something.
We did?
Yeah.
What did we win?
I'll read it.
The radio station won something?
No. Radio from Hell, X96.
What?
This,
You sure we didn't win for Best Promos?
No. It says Best FM Radio Show, although I don't see a Best AM Radio Show.
What's AM?
Category.
There aren't any.
But Best FM Radio Show. Radio from Hell on X96, the trio of Kerry Jackson, Gina Barberi, and Bill Allred remain a longtime linchpin of the rock powerhouse X96, which is itself fresh off a 30-year anniversary. The group's wit, chemistry, side players, and recurring bits are keeping listeners coming back for more, be it through terrestrial means or on podcasts, pulling the best segments from their daily show at x96.com.
Yay! Well, there's something wrong with that.
What?
Read the first line, a couple of lines again.
The trio of Kerry Jackson, Gina Barberi.
There it is. That's wrong. It's Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi.
This is what you're upset
Not
about?
Not Gina Barberi second. No, Gina Barberi in the third position.
I'm just reading what's in the paper.
It negates the whole thing as far as I'm concerned.
Keep me in the back, Bill. Keep me.
It's where you belong.
Also, the Hall of Fame.
Now, see, we're in the Hall of Fame.
We are. Yeah, we were nominated and inducted into the City Weekly Hall of Fame.
We got our little plaque right outside the door of the studio here.
And I thought when we were inducted into the Hall of Fame, that was like, that's it. You've won enough.
That was City Weekly's way of saying we're tired of you winning.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But and then we kept winning.
Yeah,
and
so now, is that a staff pick or is it a...
No, it's a vote.
That's a listener...
And we didn't, know that you guys were voting at the time, and we didn't encourage you to vote. It just kind of... Gina announced it to me yesterday. It said it's Best of Utah, and I went, I'll go to the comic book store, yeah.
But the Hall of Fame is the paper selects. The Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And so we won that in 2018. We were put in the Hall of Fame.
We were Hall of Fame.
That was a good party, too.
That was.
This year's Hall of Fame is Dick Norse. Legendary Utah TV news anchorman whose award-winning career spanned 5 decades.
Yeah. Does it say anything about Dick's?
That's all it says.
Okay.
Hang on, I got a little something for Dick Norse here. Just a second.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Here we go.
Oh, nice.
That's for you, Dick.
City Club, Ogden 25th Street.
Oh, yeah.
Club, City Club.
It's been there forever.
Gray Whale Entertainment, of
Oh.
course. Yeah,
Okay.
we've had
Yes.
dealings with them for years and years.
Mhm.
Ian Brandt,
Oh,
who's a vegan
yeah,
with
it's Callista's and the
Vertical Diner
Yeah.
and Sage and Salt Lake Roasting Company.
been around forever.
They were like the first coffee house.
Yep.
in
Yes,
Salt Lake.
they were. That's
Yep.
where Sue and I met for our first date.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And they're in they moved from their original location.
Yeah, because their original location's gone.
It's now the.
It's that city building there.
Yeah, it's
But they're I know there's at least the last time I checked, they're still in the library. They do the coffee in the
Oh, they
library.
do?
Yeah.
But then their new locations is up further on 4th.
Yeah.
You went to brewing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, the We Remember Award for Tom Barberi, Utah's OG legalized adulthood crusader, brought Utah kicking and screaming into normalcy. Rest in peace, friend, it says.
Yes.
I think the Saltis family's been friends with my dad for a while.
Are there any other media
there's a bunch, I'm
winners?
sure.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of,
Sure, we have. Well, I had a little back and forth with Allison Krogan from Fox.
Oh,
weather
I remember the weather wars.
So
Yes.
Allison won best weathercaster this year, and one of our nice friends of the program tweeted that I should go after her crown again, and reminded me. And if you go to x96.com/live, back when Allison first moved to town, we had a battle for best weather forecaster. And I won and got this award.
And I thought she would leave town with her tail between her legs after that.
This is in 2016. It's an official award.
It's
a major award.
It's a major award.
A trophy.
And so next year, Allison, I'm coming for you.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you want to start that up again?
I don't know. Allison, I mean,
she's a
nice person.
Nice.
She's a nice
Yes, she is.
Andy Larson, best sports reporter. Ben Winslow, best TV reporter.
Yes, I agree with that.
Let's see what else.
Ben Winslow.
Best political social media influencer, our friend Pat Bagley.
Oh, good.
Mary Nichols, of course, best TV anchor. Our friend Robert Gerke, best newspaper reporter.
Gerke.
Worst Utah.
Worst Utah.
Easy.
Let's see.
Easy.
Let me guess.
Easy, Bill.
Well, it's not Gail Rosika.
No.
It can't
No.
be.
No.
Worst Utah.
Come on.
Just tell me.
I'm going to smack my forehead when you say it, aren't I?
Just tell me what to say.
Really?
I'm not. It's not.
Are you ready?
It's not coming to me.
How can it not?
I don't know.
I just need to know what to say.
It's. I know.
Carrie's giving you a hint.
I know, but it's not. It's
Everyone deserves a mulligan.
It's ringing a distant bell. Oh, everyone deserves a mulligan. It's Gowd. No. Who? It's ringing a distant bell, but I can't come up with it.
Mike Lee.
I think if you'd said, "I have my pocket constitution right here."
Oh, that would have gotten you.
Yeah, that would have gotten me. I forgot that. Yeah, he said everyone deserves a mulligan.
Yeah.
Fragile.
It's a major award. Major award.
Well,
actually, this is the city. This issue of the City Weekly is the one you keep handy, and when you're looking for a restaurant to try, or a bar, or a
club,
or a hiking trail, you want to try something new.
Yeah, you do that all the time, don't you?
I'm just saying, people generally.
A hiking trail.
I just want to thank people for voting for us, even though we didn't pester you to vote for us.
I don't even think we mentioned
We
it.
didn't.
this
Well, we
year.
didn't know.
I didn't know that
we
it
weren't
was-
aware. Usually, somebody reminds us. Oh, it's that time. It's usually Bill Frost that reminds us, but he doesn't work. He hasn't worked there for ages.
No.
So, yeah. All right.
So pick
thank
it up.
you.
Pick it up.
Thank you for voting.
Thanks,
for us.
folks. We do appreciate
Now,
it.
we'll take that into the management's office, put it on their desk, and I'm sure
it will mean absolutely nothing.
it will
to
mean
them.
nothing and be in the round file in no time. Misfits. Halloween. Beat Gina now, brought to you by
The Tower of Terror, back at Salt Lake Film Society's Broadway Center Cinema, featuring your favorite horror movies every weekend now till November 2nd. Go to slfstix.org.
Happy Halloween, everybody! I'm Beat Gina, announcer Johnny Ola, and you should know there is no reason for you to suffer. There is a way to stop pain the safe way.
Okay.
A way that won't hurt your heart or upset your stomach. It's Aspro. Aspro brings swift relief from headache, rheumatic pains, colds and flu, nerve pains too. Don't throw caution to the winds. Always consider your heart and stomach. When you stop, when you point, do it the way that's quick and safe as well. Take 2 Aspro tablets and get that pain stifled in just a matter of minutes. Aspro smooths, calms, and comforts. Ask for, if you're not too embarrassed, Aspro at your chemist today.
Aspro.
Okay.
Aspro. A-S-P-R. Spell it, and then ask for it by name.
Okay.
A-S-P-R-O.
I thought Aspro was the Jetsons' dog, but so that's
And now,
all right.
here he is, your host. I believe this product didn't last long. It was unfortunately named.
I think so, yes.
It's like that weight loss drug AIDS.
AIDS.
It's like that.
Yes. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, your Halloween host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Looks like the randomizer has picked a contestant. You'll be playing against Riley today.
Hi, Riley.
Are you there?
Hi, how are you?
All right, Riley, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails.
Tails never fails.
All right, let's see if it fails today. Nope, heads. It failed today.
It failed today. You're one step further away from winning these tickets to the Tower of Terror at Broadway Center Cinemas and a Radio from Hell coffee mug.
All right, Riley, here's how the game works. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. And the first question is for Gina because you lost the coin toss. Now, she gets to answer this question exclusively, and if she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, I hope you were paying attention because I'll ask you the same question. And if you get it right, you can steal the point away from Gina. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right, so here we go. Subject is the holiday of Halloween. All right, first question for Gina.
Okay.
What city banned kids older than 16 from trick-or-treating?
Okay.
Yes, this happened. Is it 1, Haddonfield, Illinois? Is it 2, Bathurst, New Brunswick in Canada? Is it 3, Spanish Fork, Utah, because the city council knows better and wants to be your dad? Or is it 4, Jesusville, White Menistan?
I am going with the New Brunswick one.
Yes, Bathurst.
There we go. 1 point for Gina, and now we go to Riley.
All right, Riley, here's your question.
Yeah. Okay.
What was candy corn originally called? It had a different name. What was it originally called? Was it 1, Candy Crap? Was it 2, Candy of the Corn? Is it 3, Your Dentist's New Boat? Or was it 4, Chicken Feed?
I don't know. I'll go with Chicken Feed.
Chicken Feed.
That's
is
correct. I remembered
Oh,
that.
nice.
That's
Yes.
correct. 1-1. Now back to Gina.
Gina,
Yes.
who originally sang the song Monster Mash? Was it 1, Gloria Estefan and the Miami Death Machine?
Yes.
Is that your answer?
No.
Okay.
No or yes?
No.
Is it 2, Bobby Pickett? Is it 3, Spinal Crap? Or 4, Screamin' Jay Hawkins?
This is a trick question. Because it's Boris Pickett, but you made me question. But it's Boris Pickett.
It is.
Okay,
Bobby
good.
Boris.
Why was that a trick question?
I don't know. Screaming Jay Hawkins could have done it.
No, it was Bobby Boris Pickett.
It was.
All right, that's 2-1. Now, Riley, let's see if you can tie it up.
Riley? Let's see. There is a city that bans silly string on Halloween.
Bill wants to live there.
Where is silly string illegal on Halloween?
Should be illegal everywhere.
I agree, but here we go. Is it 1, Hollywood, California? Is it 2, Haddonfield, Illinois? Is it 3, East Stabbington? Or is it 4, Salt Lake City, Utah, because the legislature knows better and wants to be your dad?
I want to say Utah, but I'm going to go with Hollywood.
Hollywood, California is correct.
Oh, yeah.
2. Now, Gina, you could win with this if you get it correct.
All right, Gina, let's see what we got here. Let's go with this one.
Okay.
Why are black cats associated with Halloween?
Okay.
Is it 1, because cats could give an F whether you live or die?
It's true.
Is it 2, in medieval Europe it was believed that devils and witches could disguise themselves as black cats? Is it 3, Sylvester the cat from Looney Tunes? Sylvester is a nickname of a friend of the devil who is a friend of mine. Or is it 4, they are believed to be bad luck?
I will go with number 2.
Yes.
And Gina wins the game. So sorry, Riley.
Sorry.
That's I probably gave you a headache. We could get you some Aspro.
Aspro, perhaps?
Oh, Riley,
Sounds
it's in the spirit of Halloween, which is the spirit of giving. I'm going to give you these tickets, even though I beat you. Enjoy your time at the Tower of Terror at Salt Lake Film Society.
All right, hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get those tickets.
You're welcome, Riley. Listen, I've got to go. I just had a call from Mrs. Zola. Apparently, we're getting trick-or-treaters already.
Already?
Yeah, so I've got to run home.
Okay, Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
Prepare for a spine-tingling, family-friendly adventure, Laser Halloween at Clark Planetarium. Immerse yourself in a dazzling world of light, laughter, and fright. This all-ages spooktacular show runs every evening at 7 p.m. through October. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
Linda Holliday is the ex-Mrs. Bill Belichick.
Oh.
And she's got a Halloween costume this year. And her Halloween costume is inspired by the movie Kill Bill.
Okay. Oh, wait a second.
It's just a little joke.
Can everybody please stop being so offended by absolutely everything? Holliday wrote on her Instagram.
Well, the weird thing is, Kill Bill was a thing a while ago. It's not like it's topical.
But it's such an easy costume to do.
It's topical to her because Bill Belichick divorced her.
Yeah, see?
That's what it becomes topical. She says, y'all never would have survived in the Eddie Murphy, Andrew Dice Clay days. Shoot, you wouldn't have even survived the late-night talk shows like Jay Leno or David Letterman. Laugh a little, lighten up, she says. I think she's being a little... she's overreacting to the fact that people are saying, I don't think that costume's very tasteful. Come on. It's fine.
Everybody needs to relax.
For someone who's wishing for the Andrew Dice Clay days, as she is, she sure is sensitive, isn't she?
That's a little much, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the crime desk. Gina Barberi has a crime story for us that I think will leave you scratching your head.
An Arizona...
I don't remember what it is, but...
An Arizona man's been charged with storing his dead father in a backyard freezer for 4 years.
Wow.
Joseph Daniel Hill Jr., which means Joseph Daniel Hill Sr. was the one in the freezer.
Oh.
Was arrested on charges of failing to report a death and concealing a dead body after he was discovered having kept his father in a stand-up freezer in the back of a home.
Mm-hmm.
Stand-up freezer.
It's an upright rather than a chest freezer.
But the stand-up freezer...
It's a little harder to get him in there, but you know.
I mean, how do you prop him up in there so the
Maybe he was
door
stiff.
doesn't fly open? Yeah. The freezer had been in the backyard for 4 to 6 months without power.
Oh, that's a problem.
Hill reportedly told police that his father died at the home 4 years ago. He added that he didn't report the death as his name was not listed on the property deeds and he didn't want to lose his home.
Yeah.
According to court documents, police initially visited the home after being tipped off that, hey, I heard he's keeping his dad in the freezer over there.
You guys smell something?
Yeah. And then it was not plugged in. Extensive biological matter was found in the freezer.
Oh. So it kind of melted and liquefied.
Gross.
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Last month, Utah's highest paid school superintendent announced plans to retire from the Park City School District amid questions about potential contract violations. Now, Jill Gildea has accepted a job in Colorado. She is set to begin leading Colorado early colleges on Friday. Officials with the Public Charter School Network confirmed on Wednesday. The terms of her departure from the Park City School District remain unclear, as her retirement officially takes effect January 31st, 2025, so in a month or so, according to a district news release. When asked by the Salt Lake Tribune if Gildea will receive severance pay or other benefits, Board Chair Andrew Kaplan said, "None of your business." But he didn't put it that way. He said, "We have no comment on personnel matters."
I see.
Which means none of your beeswax,
None yet.
Salt Lake Tribune. Let's see. However, KPCW, that's the radio up in Park City, has reported that the Gildea will use any remaining paid time off until her official retirement date. Colorado early colleges did not immediately provide Gildea's employment contract upon request. The Tribune has filed an open records request to obtain that. But, it's kind of cloudy. It's you're not supposed to be that. She signs a contract that says you can't actively seek another job while you're on this
Clearly
job.
she was doing
Yeah,
it.
but it seems quite clear that she was doing that. So then the question becomes, should she get the paid time off? Should she get any severance pay? We need to find that out. But so far, the Park City School District is saying, butt out. Keep your nose out of it. This doesn't sound very fun to me. The city of Draper has announced a new program they're launching to combine localized flooding issues that have impacted other Utah cities. A rainy day is the perfect time. This was yesterday or the day before. A rainy day is the perfect time to check the storm drains around your property to see how they're flowing, the city wrote. According to the city, rain and snowmelt wash everything into the city on the city streets and paved surfaces down storm drains, flowing directly into creeks, rivers, streams, lakes, so forth. So they've got an adopt a storm drain program. You can adopt a storm drain, which means you go out and check it.
That means you go out and clear it.
Yeah, you go out and clear it. You go out and check it because the city doesn't want to be bothered with it.
Yeah.
They probably don't have the personnel to do the whole thing. But you can adopt the storm drain, and you can keep it clear of debris. Residents can see the number of storm drains still available. Let's adopt a storm
Do
drain,
you get
shall
your
we?
name on it?
No.
I don't think you do.
Then
And-
that would help if you got your name on a storm drain.
And look, the city property taxes are pretty high in Draper. I think they can afford to hire somebody to do this.
Well, Kerry, there are more than 3,500 storm drains.
Well,
in
it sounds
Draper.
like a full-time job then, doesn't it?
Yeah. Interested people can select available drains
This is
and
bull.
submit brief applications for adoption. I know, it just seems pretty...
This is bull.
Yeah, it seems like, well, we're going to have you do the
Yeah.
work. Yeah, I don't like that. A Trump supporter and Republican National Committee official named Valerie Biancaniello was cuffed and escorted out of line after multiple complaints that she was harassing voters at a polling place and telling them who to vote for.
Oh, really?
Former President Trump has ping-ponged on the issue of early voting before deciding a push would benefit him. The Trump campaign blasted out a memo Tuesday claiming Pennsylvania voter arrested for fighting voter suppression, featuring a viral social media clip they claim shows officials suppressing votes. No.
It wasn't suppression.
No.
Also, you're not supposed to wear your Trump regalia when you go to vote.
No. Or your Harris
regalia. Any regalia.
What's it called? Electioneering. Is that what it's
Electioneering.
called?
That's what it's called.
Yeah, electioneering. You're not supposed to do that.
So anybody who has a problem with that, that's just a law. All right.
The U.S. Navy is apologizing.
Oh, good. For what?
Well, it's serious. They shelled an Alaskan Native village.
Oh.
There were 100. Let's see, how many people were killed in the shelling of this village?
Was this a long time ago?
They destroyed 420 people.
This was a long
lived
time
in this
ago.
village. They're apologizing for doing this 142 years ago.
Oh, wow! Okay. I was going to say this is not a recent.
Hey, you remember when we shelled that village and all the people were wiped out? And
maybe we ought to.
Should we go say we're sorry?
Yeah.
142 years.
Wow.
It took them to apologize for. It says the village was shelled into oblivion. Sailors landed and burned what was left of homes, food caches, and canoes. Conditions grew so dire in the following months that elders of the tribe sacrificed their own lives to spare food for surviving children. 420 people lived in the village. Now, 142 years later, the U.S. Navy is saying, hey, well, sorry about that. We shouldn't have done that, you know? Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
Let's see. We have here somebody a teenager in Florida is facing felony charges after police said he threatened two women with a machete and took part in voter intimidation or suppression tactics at an early voting site in Florida.
Yep.
18-year-old Caleb James Williams. I think we're going to have several of these incidents every day for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Every day for a while, I'm sorry to say. So what do you think America's favorite sandwich is?
Sandwich?
Yeah. People, they surveyed 2,000 people to get an idea. What is your favorite sandwich? What do you think the...
Meat and bread.
Nope.
No?
It's got to be something basic like ham and cheese, right?
Coming in last was meatball sandwiches, 19%.
They're just hard to eat.
PB&J was next at 21%.
Yeah.
Egg sandwiches, 21%.
A good one.
Tuna sandwiches, 24%. Ham sandwiches, 27%. Turkey, 30%. Chicken, 40%. The very favorite sandwich of America?
Roast beef.
Grilled cheese.
The grilled cheese sandwich. It's a classic.
42% say,
Mm.
yay!
Yes.
That was in honor of National Sandwich Day. It was commissioned by the Buddig Company.
Oh,
they
yeah.
make deli meats.
They do.
They must have been a little disappointed.
So there
Sure you don't want to put some ham on that grilled cheese?
Ham and grilled cheese is very fine.
It is.
All right, there you
Sports weather traffic.
Oh, do I need to tell people the Dodgers won the World Series? Everybody knows that, right?
Yep.
And Los Angeles burned.
They set it on fire.
They
Yeah.
burned
Way to go.
buses and
L.A., I was proud of you until that happened.
And according to a study, State Farm Stadium, the Arizona Cardinal Stadium, is the best equipped venue for the zombie apocalypse. If you need to hole up in a stadium, they
Which one
studied
is it?
It's the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, but you'd have to go to Arizona.
You have to be in Arizona.
Has a retractable roof.
That's okay. I'll just let the zombies have at me.
Has stadium grass, so you can grow food in there.
There's
A stadium with AstroTurf is not going to do you any good at all.
You need that, yeah.
During the zombie apocalypse. Let's see, the Jazz. They're 0-4. They're only slightly worse than the San Antonio Spurs, who are 1-3. They play each other tonight at 7. Utah Hockey Club won last night 5-1 against Calgary. Let's see, weather. Right now it's 43, high of 53, about a 20% chance of showers today. Let's hope that doesn't come around during trick-or-treating time. Overnight lows in the 30s. Next real chance for rain looks like Saturday night into Sunday. Traffic, we have big delays approaching the intersection of 2100 North, 23rd West in Lehigh, all directions due to road construction. Only one lane available, both northbound and southbound. Crash I-15 northbound approaching 146 South exit in Bluffdale. 2 left lanes and the left shoulder are blocked. It's backing traffic into Utah County. And what are you seeing on the roads? You can text us, 33986.
All right, thank you very much. Robert Gerke is here from the Salt Lake Tribune.
He's in his Halloween costume.
Yes, he
looks
is.
Great.
We'll have that for you after these.
Listen to Radio from
Johnny?
That's all right, Carrie.
Gotta get our game show music going.
Get ready for fun. Call the family and gather around your radio sets, because it's time for America's favorite game, Beat Gina. I'm Johnny O for Old Crow Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Oh.
It was 1835 near Frankfort, Kentucky, that Colonel James Crow discovered a limestone spring. Colonel Crow invented the sour mash process, and the original limestone spring is still used in the distilling of his famous brand,
Lovely.
Old Crow, a truly great name among America's great whiskeys. Not blended, not adulterated, sold only in bottles, never sold in bulk, and guaranteed pure whiskey under the National Pure Food Law. And that's why we say, those in the know ask for Old Crow.
Nice.
Old Crow Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And when it comes to a person to run this game, those in the know asked for the truly great name among game show hosts, Carrie Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
Johnny Ola, ladies and gentlemen, professional game show announcer.
Aren't I, though?
Adds an air of legitimacy to this procedure.
Somebody needed to.
I'll say. Let's begin. The randomizer has chosen a contestant. Gina, you'll be going against Anissa. I think it's Anissa, right?
Amanda?
Amanda?
I think it was Amanda.
Is it Amanda?
I know. Katie said Amanda.
Oh, Amanda. There we go. Hi, Amanda. Sorry about that.
Hello.
Hi. All right, Amanda, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Call it heads or tails.
Tails.
Coin toss app says tails,
Oh,
Gina.
you are one step closer to winning those tickets to see Dirty Heads. They're coming on June 17th.
All right, Amanda, this first question is for you since you won the toss. It is multiple choice trivia. If you get the question correct, then you get the point. If not, I'll allow Gina to answer it correctly for you and steal the point away. If you beat Gina, you get the Dirty Heads tickets. But if she comes from behind and beats you, what are you prepared to do in her name?
I'm going to be donating some towels and blankets to the Humane Society.
They always need that kind of thing.
They always do. All right. Okay, so the first question for you, Amanda. Let's see. It's video game trivia because Ready Player One was released on this day in 2018.
I liked that movie.
It was fun enough, wasn't it? All right, first question, Amanda. What was the original name of Mario in the video game?
Okay.
What was the original name of Mario? Was it 1, Jumpman, 2, Vito Corleone, 3, Luigi, or 4, the Big Ragu?
Jumpman.
Wow.
Jumpman is correct. Well, she knew
She
that.
said that like she knew it.
Not a
Jumped
single
right.
hesitation.
I did.
Okay.
1 point for Amanda. Your turn, Gina.
Gina, what is the most expensive video game ever produced?
Oh, okay.
Most expensive. Is it 1, Tandem Bike Ride with Your Mom? 2, Let's Make a Baby? 3, Batman Arkham Asylum? Or 4, Star Citizen?
As much as Let's Make a Baby is probably the right answer, Arkham Asylum?
You think?
Oh,
terribly
no.
sorry.
Amanda, you get a chance to steal. This is
Boy,
good news for you.
This is good news.
So I heard Arkham and Don't Make a Baby. What were the other two?
1, Tandem Bike Ride with Your Mom? Or 4, Star Citizen?
Oh, gosh. 4.
I gave that one to you, Amanda.
You got a point. Another point, Amanda.
I gave that one.
It's 2-0, and Amanda controls the question. This could be a hammer.
Okay, let's see. What orange furry character was a mascot for PlayStation? What orange furry character was a mascot for PlayStation? Is it 1, Trumpy, 2, Gritty, 3, Cubert, or 4, Crash Bandicoot?
I don't know. I'm going to say Crash.
Crash Bandicoot.
And you win
Wow.
the game.
I knew you'd
Nicely done. 3-0. That's really well done,
win. I
Amanda.
knew you'd win this.
Smoked
Congratulations.
me, Amanda.
What does Amanda win, Gina?
Tickets to see
Dirty
Dirty Heads on June 17th.
Congratulations, Amanda.
Hang on the line, and we'll get your information
you.
and tell you how to get those tickets.
Listen, I've got to go. It's time for me to have a splash of Colonel Crow's sour mash.
Oh, I see. I don't know if that's legal up here.
I'm leaving the studio.
I mean, trade, in exchange for...
Oh, I pay them. I pay. Honest.
Oh, okay. All right. The sponsor, Gina?
It should be.
All right.
Who's that journalist? The pickle guy. Gurky. Gurky. Radio from Hell on X96.
It's Robert Gurky, columnist and reporter for the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. Hi, Mr. Gurky. Do you go out for Halloween? Do you do fun things for Halloween? You wear a costume?
A lot of times I do. This year I didn't really get into the spirit, I guess. I've been pretty busy with election coverage.
What was your last Halloween costume?
One of my better Halloween costumes, I don't know if you've seen Reuben and Ed, Trent
Sure,
Harris's
of course.
movie. I went as Reuben, so I had like the shaggy wig and bell bottoms and the big shoes. It was,
I can see it.
I can see it.
And you wound up spending most of the night explaining to people
the people who knew what it was really appreciated it.
Mr. Gurky, let's talk about what's going to be going on here with the elections. And we were talking earlier about this guy down in Utah County,
Aaron Davidson.
Aaron Davidson, who's the county clerk. Is that right?
Yeah, he was elected county clerk,
and he's been snooping in people's ballots and making noise. And to explain all that?
Utah County has a dubious history with elections going back probably 20 years. They've always been sort of the worst run county in the state when it comes to elections. It got better for a while with Amelia Powers, who was running them for a bit, but then Aaron came in. Aaron is a guy who, was an election denier in 2020. Part of the reason he ran was because he wanted to stop the steal. And so, and now we're seeing the impacts of that, right? He wrote a memo saying that the lieutenant governor had cheated in getting Spencer Cox on the ballot, had handled it wrong, and potentially should be prosecuted. He's backed away from that since because he was wrong about it, but he also, Mike McKell, who is Cox's brother-in-law and has been a critic of the clerk, he went out and somehow, we don't even know how yet, but identified McKell's ballot and pulled it out and indicated to him that he should put a stamp on it next time. This is kind of a big deal because we're supposed to have secret ballots, right?
Yeah.
You send them in. They open them, they count them. They're not supposed to know who voted for who or whose ballot belonged to who. And so McKell has asked the Utah County Attorney to investigate that. All of this is kind of building up to what could be a pretty eventful election night, I think.
Well, yeah, and I think times that by 1,000 because these loons are everywhere now.
And it's not just here. I mean, we've seen it in Georgia, which is an important state in this presidential election, where the election board has been taken over by Trump loyalists who want to stop the steal and root out fraud that they can't even really put their finger on it being there, but they're going to do their best to.
Somebody like Davidson down in Utah County, is this just all on his own initiative that he's doing this? Or is there, and I hate to sound conspiratorial, but is there some network that's sort of kind of fomenting this as much as they can?
A network of loons?
Well, yeah, the themes in all of these different jurisdictions are similar. Yeah. And the reason our election system has always been pretty reliable is because you have in Utah 29 county clerks who all run the elections themselves. And so if you wanted to, have some big conspiracy, it's really hard to do. You can't get 29 people to do anything together. You can't get them to order a pizza together. Yeah. But now, with this network of people communicating and these conspiracy theories spreading on the internet and, getting adopted by people, by clerks, by election officials all over the country, there is, if not a formal network, an informal network of information sharing.
There's always a Facebook page.
Yeah. And so it's a little disconcerting. I think that, we still need to emphasize that our elections are well run. I mean, the clerks, Republican, Democrat, it doesn't really matter. They do a good job of running the elections.
I mean, Deidre Henderson, I don't agree with much of what she's about politically, but when it comes to elections, I think she's fair and above board.
And Spencer Cox, when he was lieutenant governor, was committed to getting as many people voting as they can and making sure they understand the ballots are safe, secure, and will be counted accurately. Gary Herbert before that, Olene Walker going back. We've had well-run elections in this state. And if people doubt it, they can go in and watch this themselves. Yeah. But they don't really do that. They don't really believe their own eyes.
Yesterday I posted a video, and I believe it's the Davis County clerk who's in this video, And he walks through
Yeah.
the process. What happens to your ballot when it comes in? And it's actually like a 1.5-minute video. If you're wondering what that process is, it's an easy thing to watch and see how they do it.
I would encourage people to do that. And the clerks have been really more proactive about getting that message out there because to try to tamp down some of these bogus rumors that are out there. But it doesn't matter. I mean, Phil Lyman's people were complaining about the little hole in the ballot that they thought you could see that if they voted for the write-in candidate. But if you think about what would have had to go into that, they would have had to know that Phil was going to lose the Republican primary. He was going to run as a write-in candidate. He was going to. That's how the ballot was going to set up, so that spot would be there. And it's just the planning and foresight. You would need time
If you're
travel.
wondering about why that hole is there, it's so that the election workers can see if the ballot has been removed. Or
Right.
not.
So they don't end up tossing envelopes
That's
that
why
still
it's
have a
there.
ballot in there. So, I mean, we're going to have after this election Tuesday, it won't be over. All right. We're going to be waiting for results from various states.
Maricopa County, Arizona, apparently it'll be days, and that's a swing state.
It's a swing state. Maricopa County said that because of some of the laws that were changed in response to some of the conspiracy theories last time, it's going to take them longer to count the ballots this time. States that are close, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, but even here, elections. Maybe the media did a disservice, I guess, to voters because we oftentimes call races on election night, but those are races where the margins are so large that that it's mathematically over. That doesn't mean all the ballots are counted yet, but it means even after the ballots are counted, there aren't enough for somebody to win. In a close race like this presidential election is going to be, it could be a week or more before we get enough votes tallied that the margins are such that they can't be overcome. So people need to be patient, but they also need to understand that this is the process. This is not some grand conspiracy to steal the election.
Surprising things happen in elections. Is there any chance that this presidential election will not be close? That it'll be quite decisive?
I think there's a possibility of that. The polls right now, when you look at the margins of error, and that's another thing to consider when you're talking about polling, it's a tie right now, according to the polls. But the polls also are based on what the pollsters think the model of the electorate is going to look like. Yeah. If it looks like the last election, and they use that, and then the polls can be pretty accurate. If you get a big turnout that's unexpected, which was kind of what we saw in 2012, a lot more white male voters came out than we expected, and the polls were way off. If this election, if there's a huge if women turn out in huge numbers, then I think there's a possibility that
there's been a tremendous amount of early voting.
It's been encouraging to see. I think from what we saw last time, people realized vote early, vote by mail. All of these options are available, and there's a lot of energy, I think. So if the electorate looks significantly different than what the pollsters anticipated, then I think that there's a possibility that it could be not a blowout, but closer or a wide enough margin that it's not going to be decisive. It's going to be decisive. But then that doesn't necessarily mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that Trump is going to accept the outcome.
So he won't.
The groundwork's already being laid for challenges, legal challenges.
He's already in
protests.
He's already in Pennsylvania filed a lawsuit.
Yeah, he was tweeting or truthing last night about that.
So if you haven't filled out your ballot yet, you can still mail it. It has to be postmarked on Monday.
Yes, November 4th.
Or you can drop it in a ballot box.
Or you can take it into your polling location and just hand it to the clerk. And I want to plug the Salt Lake Tribune did a voter guide this year where we sent surveys to over 200 candidates. There's 70 races on there. If you get down to your auditor's race or your school board races and you don't know who you want there, that's a resource.
Very
helpful. Women
helpful.
voters do one as well. And it's the beauty of these mail-in ballots is you get to sit down and think about it for a while.
And I just handed mine to a guy out here in front of the building, and I said, "Would you mind putting this in a mailbox for me?" And he said, "Sure," and he did, and because I got a thing that said my ballot's been counted.
Oh yeah, you can go to vote.utah.gov and track your ballot, check your registration status, and track your ballot.
And you can sign up they'll send you text alerts if you let you know where it is through the process.
Robert Gerke, sltrib.com. Thanks a lot. Happy Halloween.
Thank you. Happy
Thank
election
you very
day.
much.
Delays approaching the intersection of 2100 North, 23rd West, and Lehigh. All directions due to road construction. There's only one lane available, both northbound and southbound. And that's about it. I don't have any accidents to tell you about, and you haven't texted any in. But if you see something you think friends of the program need to know about, you can certainly send them in to us at 33986. The Stateroom presents Making Live Music Memories. Check out Joanne Shaw Taylor's Heavy Soul Tour this Tuesday, October 29th. That happened already. I'm sorry. For whatever shows are going on this weekend, go to thestateroompresents.com.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a Halloween song with the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, I would cheat. That's the thing you can do. Go to x96.com and click on the box that says Boner Voting, October 31, 2024. And it'll say winner right there next to the winner. I don't know what the prize is because Gina has just left the studio in anger.
It has been They Might Be Giant tickets.
Well, I don't know.
It may still be. We'll see.
Let's find out. But why don't you tell us, let's talk about Larson HVAC first, and then we'll find out what the prize is.
Larson HVAC and Plumbing, they're my go-to guys now when it comes to keeping my furnace going or if I have any plumbing problems. And they'll treat you, a friend of the program, just like they treat us.
You're not
VIPs.
special, Bill. That's what I'm getting from that. You are not special.
Oh, okay. Can we talk about Larson, or would you like to berate me for a while?
You're all VIPs.
Here's what you need to do, and this is what all of us did. For $196 per year, you get to be a VIP. You get 10% off of all repairs, services, or replacements, and a whole bunch of other benefits. And Larson has teamed up with Zero Res, and there are going to be some specials coming that way as well. So what you need to do is visit larsonhvac.com/X96 for details, or mention X96 when you call them. You can call them at 801-930-5450. Remember, it's Larson HVAC and Plumbing.
What is the prize for the Boner Recap game, Gina?
It is They Might Be Giants tickets.
All right, so there you go. 877-602-9696.
You know, we're talking underpants.
Yeah.
And Katie's with me on this.
Tidy whities. What?
Well, no, just so
granny panties.
The 2 underpants a day, because I prefer to sleep in the clean underpants. I've been wearing underpants all day long. Yeah, sleep in clean underpants.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you're working out, of course, clean underpants.
So do you have underpants that have the days on them and then morning and night? So
no.
You got your Tuesday morning and your Tuesday evening underpants?
I can keep track of my underpants. My underpants are all the same.
Really?
Exactly the same.
Oh.
I buy them in bulk. All the same.
That's right. Panties by the pound.
And I have a panty trick, by the way. Since we're talking underwear, let's just go all the way in here.
All right. What's a panty trick?
This is my travel panty hack. You always, like you're on an airplane, you're going to be hours and hours between now and when you get to where you're going.
Okay.
Panty liner. Because it's like having a fresh pair of panties when you get there. And you're right. The ladies in the producer's booth are naughty because once you get somewhere, you don't have time to take your pants off and change your panties. But if you get somewhere and you just take off that panty liner and put a new one on, it's like a new fresh pair of panties.
I'm really finding myself uncomfortable with this.
Right. Katie.
I don't.
Look.
Fresh panties implies unfresh panties, and I don't want to talk about unfresh panties.
No, there's a difference between males and females. And
yes, there is.
And the panty liner, I do this at music festivals. Yep. I do it at concerts because
it's like having a clean pair of panties.
Well, but it's also you get sweaty down there, just like you get sweaty anywhere else when you're doing things.
See now we're straying into what I was talking about. Clean panties, that's one thing, but that implies not clean panties, and I don't want to think about that.
Well, that's how we keep them clean.
I'm a big fan of the panty liner.
I'm all about that. I'm with you, girl.
Katie.
See, it's nice to have another female around,
yes,
isn't
it? If you weren't here,
I get you.
Let's have a hen party.
panty liner. That's
Well,
what
sometimes I get the menstrual cramps real
Yeah,
hard.
he knows.
Yeah, well,
And speaking of panties.
Oh, no.
Oh, text her. This is brilliant. Why have I not thought of this?
Yeah.
So.
Big fan. Hey, could someone get a hold of our sales staff? I would like to do
we
ad
don't-
libs for a panty liner.
Well, we
company.
don't have a sales.
I use a fart guard, so I guess I have a
But the changes involved in the menopause are characteristic only of womankind.
Former Price is Right producer
Yes.
has revealed what the game show does if a contestant gets a little too excited after winning a new car. Mike Richards, who worked on the series as it changed hosts from Bob Barker to Drew Carey, told People that production has a protocol in place in the event that a participant's enthusiasm incites a physical reaction. This must have happened often enough that they needed to have a plan. Although he says, when I got there, they had a system in place in case someone peed their pants.
Oh, really?
There were curtains and a blow driver and a pair of sweats on hand just in case. Although the protocol may sound silly, it's certainly better than to have to be filming somebody who peed their pants. But do people really get so excited
Yes,
that they pee their pants?
I've seen it happen in person a couple of times.
Oh, you have?
Someone so excited that they peed their pants?
or laughing so hard. And both times it's been a woman.
Yeah.
Who's laughing so hard that they actually peed. I think I just peed.
And I would just say pee before you're a contestant on The Price is Right, and then hopefully...
Or if someone says to you, listen, I've got a joke I want to tell you. Hang on a second,
Wait.
I have to go to the bathroom.
I'll be right
back, and then you can tell me the joke.
I imagine that because we've been to the Price is Right,
Yeah.
we've been to the studio that they film in, and it's small.
Yeah.
And you're standing in line all day.
You can't go...
I would imagine that it's a long day.
Hmm.
I imagine they may not let you go to the bathroom.
Smart contestants have the auto john with them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just the tube and they can conceal it in their clothing, and so you can just go anytime.
And we're hearing from friends of the program that they're supporting me in my panty liner.
Well, I think so. So if we did ads for a panty liner, you would have the panty liner that you would have to read.
Yes, I
Oh,
would.
that's true.
It's time for the panty liner.
The liner, that's what we call those little sponsorship mentions. Those are liners. So you would have the panty liner, and you might have them all lined up. So
Could
you would
we-
have a line of panty liners.
Could we make sure that they're environmentally friendly?
Panty liners?
Yeah, so compostable.
Or compostable or sustainable or something?
Carrie, don't panty liner shame me.
I don't want that. I don't
Not
want that
every-
stuff going in the landfill.
Not
Gina.
everything can be compostable, okay?
I
Some
don't want that
things
stuff
just-
going in the landfill. I wear compostable underpants.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done with them, they're compostable.
Yeah, they're
They're organic
yeah,
material?
they are starting to disintegrate.
That's right. I wear them and wear them and wear them.
You get your use out.
Julie in the chat room, I sneezed and peed yesterday. Thanks, children.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. You see, folks, you're learning more here on this show.
It's so
and again,
political,
we
this
should
show.
we should apologize for the political nature
Yes.
of the following or the preceding conversation.
You think Dave and Janovic are talking about this? No.
No, they're talking about something important,
Yeah.
like
How Pete Buttigieg is to blame for this ship that crashed into the bridge.
I'll listen in and let you know.
About how CRT or DEI somehow is to blame.
I think yesterday they were talking about dating services.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Among other things. I listen to them occasionally while I'm working.
I don't.
And they're not.
I don't. Now,
it keeps me distracted. Rather than thinking about my own problems.
Cloth panty liners?
Yeah, sure.
You can rewash them?
That's sort of not the
If
same,
you are
is it?
traveling, you're not good. The whole point of the panty liner is you don't end up with, dirty panties that you got to find something
All
to
right,
do with.
stop it.
Panty liner, just throw it away.
I don't ever want to hear the words dirty panties come out of your...
It's okay to throw some things away.
I don't want to hear the words
Some
dirty
things
panties.
Can go in the garbage.
Dirty panties, dirty panties.
You just said it more than I did.
Well, I can't stand it. I just, you need to. Do you wash things out in the sink when you travel?
Depends.
I mean, have you done that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have I.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's.
Socks.
Mm-hmm.
Have to wash out your socks sometimes.
And now Julie is getting "excuse me" via text.
What?
Having children isn't necessarily required for the sneezing, peeing.
But it makes it more likely to happen. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
All right. God.
He says, "God, quit saying panties."
I believe you'd excuse us for that.
I don't. I don't have any aversion at all to washing things out. I'll wash out a suit in the sink
Because you wear suits a lot.
Well, that's true.
All the times you have
I've
to
had
wear
to
a
wash.
suit.
I've got to wash out my suit.
And again, fair.
Not necessarily required. The sneeze, peeing.
And again, fair.
It's no fun for anybody, whether you've had kids or not. How about that?
All right.
It's true. Leatherface in Taylorsville is enjoying that song from Susie and the Banshees in Taylorsville.
In Taylorsville. All right. Halloween. Let's see. Well, it's time for the Boner recap game.
Do we have somebody there?
It looks like Dwayne is here.
Dwayne. Hello, Dwayne.
Hello.
How are you today, Dwayne?
Doing great. Sitting at home eating all the trick-or-treat candy.
It's a breakfast of champions.
Are you not expecting any trick-or-treaters tonight, Dwayne?
Not very many.
Yeah, you don't get too many. So you eat just enough candy to have some left. You know, I was going to give away mini bottles of vodka to trick-or-treaters tonight, but I've changed.
Oh, now what is it?
Well, I got a shipment in of fish hooks, so it's going to be fish hooks and red wigglers. Just a little packet of fish hooks and a packet of red wigglers, because I know kids like fishing, so that'll be good. Dwayne, if you can tell me successfully who the Boner winner was today, you will win tickets to...
They Might Be Giants coming June 10th to the Depot.
How's that?
Love it.
Okay. Did you hear the Boner candidates earlier, Dwayne?
Yes, I did.
Okay. This will be easy. Probably would have been easy anyway. Boner candidate number one was jerk on a jet ski. It's down in Florida. Some guy just fishing in his kayak.
Yeah.
And a bunch of jet skiers, mess up the fishing. They crossed his line, I think, and that was not good. And then one of the jet skiers came back and made some waves so that it knocked him out of his kayak. But they did finally catch the jerk on the jet ski.
Good.
Boner candidate number two, taking a leak in the hospital sink? Really, Doc? Yes, it was a doctor in England who astonished his coworkers by not once but twice. He was caught peeing in a sink at the hospital. A doctor.
He was told once, did it again.
Yes.
And those are the times he got caught, is what I think.
Oh,
I
sure.
bet it happened more than that.
And don't accuse a doctor of having a God complex. Whatever you do, they get very angry.
And then there was a Boner candidate number three. The cops cooked him. They literally cooked him.
Yeah.
Phoenix Police Department holding this guy, Michael Kenyon, down on the hot pavement, 114-degree day. They were holding him down, kneeling on his back. He had extensive burns, third-degree burns, all over his body. He's missing skin because of this. And he's not been charged with any crime, by the way.
Yeah.
He was just being detained for suspicion of a crime. That's Boner candidate number three. Who was the winner, Dwayne?
It was number three with a resounding victory.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Very
indeed,
high
it
voting,
was.
yes.
Congratulations, Dwayne. You're going to be seeing They Might Be Giants. They put on an incredibly entertaining show, and I hope you enjoy it. Happy Halloween.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Happy Halloween. Love you guys.
Hang on.
Hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get those tickets.
Yeah, the fish hooks and the red wigglers, I think, is the way I'll go. Just like 3 or 4 fish hooks.
Sure.
And a tiny packet of red wigglers.
Sure.
Kids will love it.
You're gonna package those up and
No, just loose. Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
handful, a handful. You reach in with your hand.
I got a bowl of red wigglers in some loam there by the door, and I just kind of reach down, dig in there, pick up a fingerful of red wigglers, drop them in the bag, and throw in a couple of fish hooks.
Loam is a good B-52 song, by the way.
Loam if you want to.
Yeah. Loam if you want.
If you want some.
Yeah. Loam around the world. Red wigglers are really. You can use those for ice fishing too.
What's coming up here?
Red wigglers for the ice fisherman in me. No, that doesn't work. All right. Well, we will take a break. We will be back after a short break with some big boy news and a Pinuendo. Stand by for that. Oh, Underdog Fantasy.
Yes, indeed. If you want to make sporting events even more exciting for yourself, I would recommend Underdog Fantasy. It's the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win a little money while you're watching sports. With their pick'em game, you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on players' stats, passing yards, touchdowns, that kind of thing. And the stats are all right there for you. They're very good at updating them at Underdog Fantasy. The stats of all the sporting events you want to follow are right there on their website. Underdog puts the power to cash out in your hands, too. You can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button and cash out whenever you want to. So that's a good feature of Underdog Fantasy. And do what I stick with the same players. I'll look at Travis Kelce and Mahomes and see what they're doing and make mine. So download the app, sign up with the promo code ALLRED, deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code ALLRED. Got to be 18 years of age or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
In addition to digital.
You sound kind of different today, Gina. What's up?
Is it because I'm all the way over here in Florida? It's so far away.
She's going to come back sick again, and you guys are going to be so mad.
It never fails.
It's Festus, my sailor son. He's in the Navy here in Florida.
Ahoy.
And he broke his leg.
Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Festus.
So there was this baby. The baby was drowning in the river.
Don't lie.
And I have to come up with a cool story because the real story is not cool at all.
Oh, what's the real story?
I went boating out on the St. Johns River, and we pulled up to like this little embankment and anchored the boat. And I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to jump off the back of the boat and make a little splash. So I jump off the back of the boat, and it turns out the ground was much closer than I thought it was. And I shattered my tibia and my fibula.
That must have been thrilling.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
He got an ambulance ride?
With the sirens and the lights.
That is such a Florida man accident.
Yeah.
You are officially a Florida man now.
How much beer was involved in this?
I only had 2, Bill.
Okay, all right.
They were IPAs, but I had 2.
And he had surgery. He's got it's not a titanium. We don't know what kind of metal it is. Rod that goes from his knee down to his ankle.
Probably iron.
It's one that can't be detected in. I guess the metal detectors don't pick it up. It's a new kind of thing.
Oh, really? Because I've got all kinds of titanium in me, and it picks it all up.
But he's kind of down for the count for 6 weeks. So I came out to help him for a little bit of that time. Plus, I wanted to see him because my baby was hurt.
What's the progress? I mean, what's the prognosis? Of the doctor say eventually you'll be pretty good? And
he said 100% in a few months, but I can't even put any weight on it for about another month or so. And then there's physical therapy and all that. But he said it's likely I'd be back at 100%.
Do you have physical therapy now, or do you have to wait even for that?
I have to wait for that. I have another appointment like at the end of June, and then after that I can start stretching.
Are they going to kick you out of the Navy?
No, he said he would try to prevent that because he was in the Navy too. He just retired. He was a captain.
But was that a question? I mean,
yeah, definitely. It was a possibility depending on the prognosis. If I couldn't get back to what they call fit for full duty, then eventually I would get separated. But he's thinking that won't happen.
Is it? I mean, are you in pain now?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I shattered my tibia, Bill. I mean, it hurts.
It was so bad that while we were at the doctor's office, he was calling in other people to come in and look at his x-rays because they're like, oh, is this the one we heard about?
You got to see
Check
this.
this guy out.
If you go to x96.com/live, you can see Gina and Festus there. What do you?
That's the Waffle House.
We went to Waffle House. We laid out the handicap parking space at Waffle House.
Did you
We
have?
don't have the
Gina?
sticker, but we did it anyway.
Did you have anything, Gina?
Yeah, I had a waffle.
Oh, okay.
They have meat. They have meat and bread there.
Yeah, I had bacon.
I just thought
hash browns. You like hash browns?
Yeah.
I just thought you'd be afraid to eat at a Waffle House in
Oh,
general.
I was. And the only other thing we've been able to do is go to movies. I've been trying to talk him into doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let's go for a drive. Let's go look at the Okefenokee Swamp. And he's,
I don't want to look at things I can't go walk in. This is depressing.
This is true.
Yeah.
I'm going to appreciate walking so much more now.
as Kyle would want you to. That's exactly Kyle's point.
That's what that reminded me of. He has a good point.
But we've been going to movies.
And it is time for some big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by
Crazy Joe's Tree and Body Farm.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know, a lot of people are really, really interested, believe it or not, in Brian Austin Green and how his relationship, his marriage to Megan Fox kind of fell apart.
They talk about it all the time.
I was at the grocery store the other day, and I overheard people in the next aisle talking about it. Brian Austin Green, he's recalling getting to the point in the marriage to Megan Fox where everything he did annoyed her. It was about a half an hour in, right after they said "I do," and
half an hour.
I think it was about a half an hour. No, it was. They were married for 10 years, together for 16 years before that.
Really?
Yeah, so quite a long time.
I had no idea.
Long time to get tired of each other.
Split in 2020 on the October 29th episode of Tori Spelling's Misspelling. You see what she did? Misspelling is the name of her podcast. He said he was candid about the state of their relationship toward its end. He recalled Spelling recalled Green telling her how it annoyed Megan when you chewed because she thought she could hear it. Well, maybe she could. That would be annoying. I remember thinking at the time, how bad can that be? She loves him. Why would that really bother her? But now my daughter's like, Mom, I can hear you chewing, and I think it's icky. So that's enough of that.
Take smaller bites, Megan.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold has issued a very rare endorsement.
Mm-hmm.
He's
a Republican.
He's a Republican. He's not endorsed a political candidate for 20 years or something. I can't remember. I heard who the last one was, but he's endorsing Kamala Harris for president. He says, I don't very often do this, but I'm going to endorse Kamala Harris.
And you will be shocked to hear that Maria Shriver said, oh, thank you for... He married a Democrat years ago.
Right, Maria, who's related somehow, in some way, to Kennedy.
Yeah, somehow.
Eunice Kennedy Shriver. Eunice was the sister of the Kennedy dad.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so Schwarzenegger is endorsing Kamala. Julia Roberts has voiced an ad to remind women that their vote is their choice and remains private. The new advertisement released by Vote Common Good, a Christian-backed political organization that supported Kamala Harris. The new commercial depicts a woman wearing a bedazzled U.S. flag that as she privately votes for Harris. After she exits the voting booth, a man says, "Did you make the right choice?" "Sure did, honey," the woman replies. Remember what happens stays in the booth, Julia Roberts adds. So, in other words, your vote is private, and don't worry about that.
Meanwhile, there's a video of Jesse Waters, Fox News,
Yeah.
on that show, The Five or whatever it is they have. saying that if his wife was to vote not like he did, that he would see it as a betrayal.
Yeah.
Like
Like
cheating.
cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's not her own person that
No.
can't make
No,
up her own mind about
no,
it?
but she's property.
Yeah.
She's property, and you have to do what the husband says.
Oh, I don't have it in front of me, but a lot of people are trying to make something out of this Kamala Harris making a Fortnite, her people making a Fortnite map.
I haven't seen that.
And getting into Fortnite. And they're making a big deal out of it because, I guess the way, and I don't know, but I guess, tell me, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but the way Fortnite works is there are all these different maps.
Yeah.
And you get
Different areas you can
can
play.
pick a map and then play through it. Well, the Harris people have made a map
Okay.
for Fortnite, and it's a map that doesn't have any weapons, no guns.
Okay.
And apparently it has some campaign slogans and stuff.
Okay.
And so forth. And people are making a big deal out of that because they went to play it, and it was kind of boring, and, only 400 people have, And I thought,
That's the issue
well,
they're making?
as a matter of fact, somebody made that comment to me directly and said, that's just really losing my vote for that.
Losing
I said,
my vote.
400
for that.
400 people, really? So
Losing
who cares?
my vote for that.
Who cares? I mean,
for that.
Yeah.
That's what you're voting.
I don't
There are a lot of stupid people on this
Yeah.
planet.
a controversial sculpture of a giant hand with a human face is being removed from a gallery in Wellington, New Zealand. It was on the roof of the gallery for 5 years.
Do we have a picture? It's weird looking.
I wish we did.
It's really weird.
I haven't seen it.
I like it. I mean, I don't see why they would want to get rid of it unless it's blocking the view. It's called Quasi, a sculpture by Ronnie Van Hout. It was commissioned by the Christchurch Art Gallery in 2016 and moved to the top of the gallery in 2019. It's a 16.4-foot tall sculpture based on Van Hout's own right hand and face. So it's like a hand standing on two fingers. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
x96.com/live.
So standing on two fingers, then there's the thumb, and the other fingers are kind of back in the back.
So why are they taking it down?
People hate it.
Because it's weird.
People
It's
just hate it.
unnerving.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's called
He's
Quasi.
looking at the hand is looking at me.
Well, it's got this stern face. If it was smiling or something, maybe. But
it is odd.
It's got this murderous-like face, kind of.
Primus has announced the abrupt departure of longtime drummer Tim Alexander. He is leaving the band. Les Claypool says, I'm in complete shock.
Did not see this coming at all?
No. And so why is he leaving? Mr. Alexander says, I've just lost the passion for playing. I'm just not enjoying it anymore.
Okay.
So off he goes. Paul Stanley
Yes.
has defended Kiss's well-chronicled history with groupies, describing the relationships as wholesome flings in which nobody got hurt.
Wholesome?
I don't think we promoted ourselves for what was going on backstage or at the hotels, the singer explained during an appearance on Steve-O's Wild Ride podcast. It just was common knowledge. I mean, people were seeing what was going on, and it was terrific. It was a great life. It's everything that people imagine it to be and more, but nobody got hurt.
As far as you know?
Yeah.
I'm stuck on wholesome.
Well, they would do our laundry, and we'd go to movies.
Yeah. He says...
Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
They would do our laundry?
They would do our laundry.
That's wholesome?
All the girls, the groupies, the young women, whatever they were, it was really kind of, no pun intended, wholesome. They were there because they loved the music. They'd travel with you. They'd do your laundry. You'd go to the movies.
You didn't have
there was
people to do
nothing
your
tawdry
laundry?
about it. It was companionship. They loved music, and I loved them. It was a good trade-off.
You just keep telling yourself
Yeah.
that, Paul.
Beth, please do the laundry.
Armie Hammer's coming back to film. 38-year-old is going to... he has not acted in 3 years since sexual assault allegations were
Yeah, who hired
lodged
him?
against him. He's going to be in a Western called Frontier Crucible. Filming is due to begin in December in Monument Valley, Utah, and Prescott, Arizona.
He's coming here.
Armie will play one of the key roles in the Frontier Crucible, alongside Thomas Jane, Miles Closey, Eli Brown, Eddie Spears, and Zane Holtz. Singer-songwriter Jonah Kagan and Australian newcomer Mary Stickley.
Don't get close to him.
You eat one foot, they call you a cannibal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And lions and tigers and beers.
And
oh my.
Beers?
Yes, lions and tigers and beers. This is a story. It says, while humans have long enjoyed the pleasures and pains of drinking alcohol, an intriguing new study is challenging the long-held assumption that consuming alcohol is uniquely human. Researchers reveal that our primate ancestors and many other animals may have been indulging in fermented fruits and saps full of ethanol for millions of years. There are many accounts of elephants getting drunk on fermented vegetation.
But like on purpose?
Yeah. We're moving away from this anthropocentric view that ethanol, the stuff that gets you drunk, is just something that humans use. It's much more abundant in the natural world than we previously thought, and most animals that eat sugary fruits are going to be exposed to some level of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a picture here of a monkey drinking a beer.
Which is a great picture.
Yeah. And
he's had a hard day.
He's obviously enjoying
can
his brewski. But apparently, they don't make it, but when they encounter it, they consume it with relish, apparently. All right, that's it.
Weather?
So we're hopeful that it is not going to rain for trick-or-treaters. There's about a 20% chance we could see a little bit of it today, but probably mostly cloudy and 53 for a high. Overnight low 33. Next real chance of rain looks like that's going to be Saturday night into Sunday with about a 70% chance.
All right. Thank you very much. Salt Lake Film Society.
So Tower of Terror, even though Halloween's today, it runs through the weekend.
Oh, through the weekend.
Your chance of seeing the spooky movies on the big screen, classic and cult horror movies, all spooky season Friday and Saturday night. Of course, Rocky Horror Picture Show going on. I'm not sure if it's sold out or not. They might have some spots available. They're still telling me to talk about it, so it's probably worth going to slfstix.org.
Like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trivia prizes, limited edition T-shirts, merch, swag. With the Rocky Horror, they have live MCs. You get a prop kit to help you play along. And to celebrate Utah's 100 years of film with director and star Clint Eastwood's Outlaw Josie Wales is happening. Tickets are on sale for that at slfstix.org. And you can support the programs by becoming a Red Carpet Club subscriber. Go to slfstix.org, look at the Tower of Terror, look at Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Outlaw Josie Wales. But I got looking at movies that have been filmed here, and we know some of them. We all know The Sandlot. We all know Footloose.
Well, the very first time anybody ever saw John Wayne on screen, he was filmed here in Utah.
That's right,
for a Stagecoach.
And so there's a bunch of westerns that have been filmed here. But I have a complete list here of
how many are there.
424 on this list. I'm obviously not going to read them all.
Get some well-known ones and some obscure ones.
Okay, so 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes,
you didn't know that.
That's
was
where the apes were with the bones and
Austin Powers and Goldmember.
I don't remember Goldmember enough to say.
Apple Dumpling Gang.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Let's see. Back to the Future Part 3. That makes sense.
Yes, I remember that one.
Better Off Dead. You didn't know that was.
Ski resorts, right?
No. Oh, maybe.
Because it was all about skiing.
Was Better Off Dead about skiing?
I don't know.
Yeah. He had to beat the ski captain to get his girlfriend back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
Of course. Yeah, everybody knows Dumb and Dumber. I'm trying,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep, Pirates of the City Slickers.
Yes. Search for Curly's Gold, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Con Air.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Con Air.
Daddy Day Camp. That was that Eddie Murphy movie. Let's see. Lots of horror.
Yeah, a lot of horror movies here.
Easy Rider. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The Electric Horseman. Also makes sense. The Exorcist 2 filmed here. Fletch.
And it doesn't mean the whole movie was filmed here, right?
It could be
was
parts of it.
Yeah.
Because like Fletch, there were like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
That motel up in
Motel and then him driving on Main Street.
Yeah. Let's see.
3 o'clock high.
3 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
I was in there.
Can't forget that.
The Hulk.
Yeah. The first Hulk movie with the Ang Lee Hulk movie.
Yeah.
There was
Is
a lot
The Last Emperor on there?
I don't see
probably
that.
not. I think it was all in China.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of them. And more to come. Let's see, what else is coming here besides... Oh, I thought I had...
They left out John Carter of Mars.
Oh, John Carter from Mars.
Carnival of Souls.
Yes.
Famous Carnival of Souls.
Planet of the Apes. Lots of Planet of the Apes.
Lots of Planet of the Apes, yep.
Point Break.
Delightful Water Universe, starring Hanson Bill Allred.
Is that in there? Stephanie reminds me the singles ward was...
Oh. Carrie was in that.
Carrie was in that.
Cop number 2 or something.
Cop number 2. Had to write my own dialogue.
Indiana
Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Everybody keeps saying Galaxy Quest, and I can't remember.
Katie says yes.
Is that right?
Galaxy Quest.
Okay.
Which is what a great movie that is, and they've never made a sequel.
They keep threatening to make either a sequel or a series. They keep working on it, and they keep running into...
Well, Alan Rickman's dead.
They're like, this doesn't work.
Alan Rickman.
Octopussy.
Oh, yes, Octopussy.
Was filmed here.
Oh, Goblin Valley is where they did the big Galaxy Quest.
Of
That's
course,
right.
Thelma and Louise. We've talked about that before.
Well, now,
Lots.
because there are so many movies filmed here, there must be a lot of celebrity sightings, and we need to know about those. So if you ever have celebrity sightings, you should let us know. You could email us, radiofromhell@x96.com, or you can, call us, 877-602-9696. If any time you run into a celebrity, we want to know the story.
If you're at a McDonald's in St. George and see Kevin Costner.
Because I seem to remember somebody telling us a story that Bret Michaels was getting gas someplace on his way to the dunes. And to not get in trouble with election authorities, we've invited anybody who wants to call us or get a hold of us, email us, who's running for political office, and we'll if we can fit you in, we'll talk to you. But you have to ask us, and so we have 2 people here in the studio who have apparently done that, asked us to be on, and we'll start with Jackson Lewis. Jackson is a 19-year-old lifelong resident of Midvale. And it says here that, Jackson, you're running for the school board, the Canyon School Board.
That's right.
District 1, is it?
Yeah. So
and why?
Well, the reason I chose to run, I graduated from Hillcrest, class of 2023. I'm a lifelong resident of this community. My passion since I've had one, it has been politics. So when I was 17 years old, actually, when I first got my first kind of introduction to the Canyon School Board, not even introduction, I've always known Canyons existed, right? Obviously, I went to their schools. But I was 17 years old in my English classroom, and we were doing college applications, right? So we had a bunch of staff in there. We had my English teacher, and I remember vividly that my English teacher and the staff were kind of ganging up, not just on the legislature for what everyone knows what the legislature does, but
yes, we do.
Yeah, right. And then they also talked about the board not giving them the resources they needed to thrive, right? But also not really even sticking up to the legislature, not even kind of getting up their ass a little bit, right? And that's that kind of.
I'd rephrase that if I were you.
Well,
and maybe say,
you're not wrong.
How about getting up in their grill?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But it was at that moment I looked up who my representative on the board was and kind of the rules about running for office, and I wasn't eligible to run at the time. Right? I was 17 years old, and the election wasn't until 2024. It was, I think, late 2022 at this time-ish area.
Have you held any office at all ever?
No. I was elected student body president in 2nd grade. That's the last election.
That
I
counts.
won.
That's an
That
office.
counts.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
an office.
it counts.
Let's say you get on the Canyon School board. What are your priorities? What are you going to do to change them?
So, one of the big issues that I faced as a high schooler was chronic absenteeism. This is a big issue that I've been speaking to with educators around my district. There's just, especially after COVID, there's this culture of students who just don't feel like they need to be going to school. I was one of them, right? So
Well, that's good. Then you know what motivates kids.
I know motivates kids. So my platform here is not just forcing kids back into school, just like, whatever, right? We need to incentivize kids. We need kids to want to show
Threaten
up
them
to
with
school.
arrest.
That's not what we need to be doing. I mean, that didn't work for me, right? I mean, what I did was I went and worked with the district. They got me a later start in the day instead of starting at 7:30 every day, which is unhealthy for a million reasons.
Yeah.
I was started at 9:30 every day, and that, not only that, my first period every day was a weight training class. I wasn't doing a lecture-based class.
Didn't have to use your brain as much.
Yeah, I was able to just get in and actually just start like moving my body, and I started going to school a lot more often.
So finding solutions.
But we need to find solutions to
combat absenteeism.
Combat absenteeism in a way that is student focused. We need to meet students where they are.
Who's the youngest person on the school board? Do you have any idea?
I believe it's Andrew Edel.
How old of a person would that be?
Mid-30s at the youngest. My opponent is 74.
We need a 19-year-old on there.
I applaud you for putting yourself out there and taking that action.
Yeah.
Well done, Jack.
What are you doing besides running for school? Do you have a job or?
Currently, I am a college student. I've kind of focused on this campaign. I mean, I'm not just campaigning for myself. I'm out campaigning for other candidates in my area as well. So until the election's over, this is kind of my focus. But I am a college student at Slick studying political science.
Okay,
excellent.
That's Jackson Lewis running for Canyon School Board District 1. Now let's talk to Rosemary Lesser.
That's Dr. Rosemary Lesser.
Dr. Rosemary. Well, it says here Rosemary Lesser, and then do you prefer Dr. Rosemary Lesser?
Rosemary is great.
I thought that might.
I don't know. You've earned it.
She is running for the House District 10. Long time. So you were a pediatrician, is that right?
Obstetrician. Gynecologist. So I did both.
OBGYN.
Right.
You did that. You're a veteran of military service.
I am. I served in the U.S. Air Force for 15 years. And in fact, between my husband and I, we wore a blue suit for a total of 46 years.
Wow.
Excellent.
So,
and also a longtime member of the Democratic Party in Utah, mostly? Or?
The thing about it is that I really didn't have any significant political inclination during my time in the military and my time as an obstetrician gynecologist. I basically just served my country and served the people and listened to the stories that people told me. I mean, people talk with their obstetricians all the time about things that aren't related necessarily to health, but what concerns them.
Yeah.
And so the pivot for me, actually, politically, happened in 2019 when the legislature acted to have a tax reform that doubled the tax on food. And so I joined with hundreds of other volunteers collecting signatures for a referendum to undo that increase in tax that I knew would have really harmed people across the board. And so that was part of my political awakening. And I continued to work as an obstetrician, and it really wasn't until the day, sadly, that Representative Shurtleff passed away, that her campaign manager called me and said, Representative Shurtleff thought that you would have been good at this. And like many people in the political space, I didn't really see myself in that as a representative. But once I was elected by my peers in House District 10 and then reelected in 2022, I really came to recognize how important it was to continue to be a voice for the people.
Well, with everything happening with women's health care right now, I would love more OBGYNs in elected office.
Amen.
Please, we need more.
It's a tough place to talk about women's rights, Utah is kind of a tough place to talk about that.
Well,
when it comes to abortion and sexual freedom or any of that.
Well, and but the thing about it, that is absolutely true across the board is that we care about the health of women. And we care so much about women being able to receive health care and recognizing the unintended consequences of laws. We're seeing that playing out just in our bordering states, where, in fact, those helicopters that are flying across this building to the University of Utah are carrying women who needed health care in their own state and aren't receiving it. And that is, until Utahns see that happening in their own state, it is only imaginary, except to all of those people on the helipad who are receiving women who are in extremis, who needed care in their state and didn't get it.
And that could be us.
And that could be us.
You must enjoy running for office.
No, I don't enjoy running for office at all.
You don't?
No, I don't.
I mean, you seem to have a kind of a fun with it here, or a passion for it.
The thing about it is I have been talking with people my entire career. When you meet people, for instance, at the hospital for the very first time, and it's a stressful situation, you learn that you need to be able to use your voice to inform and calm people. And so, but the whole political space and the campaigning space is not my favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do is to serve the people.
Well, we got a text here from one of your former patients.
Really?
Was my OBGYN from age 15 to my early 30s. When she retired, she delivered both my babies and supported me when I had a miscarriage, D&C. Excited to hear her on the show.
Oh, that's nice.
That is so wonderful to hear. That is really wonderful to hear.
And Jackson was referred to as a badass.
Another
texter.
texter said
yes.
A badass.
So where are you running again, Rosemary, just so people
I am
can
in southern Weber County. House District 10 comprises portions of Ogden, South Ogden, Washington Terrace, and Riverdale.
I've lived in all of those places.
That's fantastic. I could have been your representative in all of those places.
Yeah.
And Weber State University is included in the district I represent.
And Gina, excuse me, it's not Rosemary. It's Dr. Rosemary Letzer.
Doctor.
Okay?
Well, I'm excited to have my patients listening.
Dr. Lesser, thanks so much, and Jackson, thanks for coming by. Nice to talk to both of you.
Thank you.
Have a treat,
Thank you so
both of
much.
you.
Thank you.
Some Halloween
We'll
candy.
get started.
And we're running out of time, but you can still get a hold of Katie if we can make it work. If you're running for office, we're just opening it up. You're welcome to try if we have time.
Thank you so much.
We will take a break, play a Halloween song for you, and crawl to the exits after that. BigOTires.com.
Big O Tires is the team you trust. They're having a tire sale. It ends on the 3rd, though, so you've got until November 3rd to take advantage of $120 off selected sets of Nexen, Nitto, Toyo, and Hankook tires.
Nice. Get to know your local Big O Tires.
Yeah, go to bigotires.com, find the store near you.
I go to the one on Highland Drive, and we've talked about how the temperature's changing, could change the pressure in your tires. You might be unclear what the best pressure that you need. They know at Big O Tires. Let them take care of
Big
it.
O Tires knows tires. And service, and they also realize that can be an unexpected expense. So they have financing available to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape. No credit needed financing to fit any budget in any situation. You can make an appointment online too. That's although walk-ins are welcome.
Oh yeah.
So go to bigotires.com. Find the store near you. That's where you can also make an appointment. They are the team you trust. The murder desk again.
Is the murder desk ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
And now, a morsel of murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
Was following the Lori Vallow case with rapt attention yesterday.
Murder?
Lori Vallow Daybell. She's a gold digger is what she is. Gold digger.
Because the entire day's testimony was based on Lori's iCloud text messages. So they had FBI Special Agent Douglas Hart on. And it was just text message after text message.
Wow. With whom? Everybody and anybody?
Well, there's mostly between her and Chad Daybell. Now, of course, these two are charged with killing her children, JJ and Tylee, and his wife,
and
Tammy.
They're not charged with that one, are they?
Well, they're
suspected.
looking at that now, and there's also other deaths. There's her brother Alex, who I think helped them do all this. There's her ex-husband Charles.
But they're so far charged with the deaths of the kids.
This one is just for the kids, and they had this crazy doomsday belief. They followed this group called Preparing a People.
Chad and Lori.
Yeah, they talk about zombies and souls leaving bodies, and this is Chad's thing. And he told his followers the world was going to end on July 22nd.
Did he start this movement?
Yeah, it's his thing.
Okay.
She met him at a conference where he was speaking. But so the text messages are talking about the kids and Tammy. These were clearly having an affair way before Tammy died.
I mean, that's pretty obvious. I mean, I'm just on the periphery of this thing, and I've seen a couple of Nightlines, and that's all I know.
Yeah. So Chad, one of his texts told Lori that he was instructed by, God or whoever, to focus his efforts on a demon that was inhabiting Tylee, and the demon's name was Hillary.
Tylee is the little
daughter. And here's one of the texts Lori said. Find out her percentage for me and JJ. So the demons overtake you by percentages.
By percentages.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So when you
Are you surprised at that? I knew that.
When you if you're an 80, that means you're 80% Tylee, but you're 20% demon.
Hillary, yeah. How do they measure that?
Well, Chad just knows.
He just knows. There's not a device or anything like that.
And so there are all these texts going, and she would say things like, Tylee's acting really weird. She's being sweet and cleaned her room. What percentage is she today?
Maybe she's terrified of you.
And she said, this totally is not seeming like her. So she said that, and then Chad said, yes, she's been switched.
Uh-oh.
Which means it's time to get rid of her.
So that's 100% Hillary.
Yeah.
And not Tylee anymore.
Yeah. I mean...
Just on his say.
Yeah.
Well, he knows. He's written books.
Oh, well.
I mean, they are talking about, is it time to take them out? Is it time?
Do they say that?
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me see if Lori said, do you think there's a perfectly orchestrated plan to take the children, or do we just have to wait for it to be carried out? And Chad says, there's a plan. You're doing everything right. I'll let you know. Then Chad says, they're surrounded by relatives, terrestrial relatives who are obstacles. I'm so sick of it. I can't wait for this to be done.
Obstacles. Scientologists call those suppressives.
But then there's like relationship-y, arguing things. Like Lori's mad at Chad, so she's not answering his texts. And Chad says, he tells her that the protections he has placed around her are now gone because the angels are upset that she isn't talking to him, and he will not reinstate the protections until she texts him back.
That's it. I'm pulling off. Yeah, the spell's gone now.
I mean, Lori, what percentage now? What's JJ's percentage? Chad, well, Tammy's at a 3, JJ's a 2. They're both being heavily shielded. 2 and 3%, not 0? No, not yet. I will explain when I talk to you. Okay, I'm still hot for you. So talking about how close are these people to us needing to take them out.
To killing children.
Yeah.
I'm still hot for you.
Yeah. I don't see... When I look at Chad Daybell's face, I do not see a charismatic person.
No.
There. I see a kind of dumb-looking clock.
See, that's what I couldn't figure out.
A dumb clock.
There are all these people who are worshiping him as this, the voice of God, and I'm like, How naive do you have to be fooled by that guy?
Admittedly, I'm just going by the way he looks.
Here's from Lori to Chad talking about Tylee. Lori, she's asleep. She put a bunch of holes in the walls and doors. Definitely demons helping her do that. Chad, yes, maybe next Thursday.
They're what a great couple.
I mean, hi, my love. How's JJ now? He's better. He was talking nonsense for 2 hours last night. I'm sure the demons were bugging him. Is he at a 0 yet? I miss you. Chad, yes, he's a 0. He's probably partly through the veil and talking to people on both sides of the veil. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. I want you now.
Let's bear in mind, too, that the young boy, was autistic.
Yeah.
So, that's...
But how, I don't know. I tweeted out yesterday, if this jury doesn't take 30 seconds to convict her, I will eat cheese. I want them to walk in the room and go, yeah, we're all good.
No, I want them to stand up and start to leave and then turn back around and go, look.
Like a cartoon,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be more than 30 seconds because they have to order lunch.
That's true. You get one more lunch.
You get lunch, and then you eat it, and then you go, all right, let's go.
They're not sequestered, are they?
I don't know.
I don't think they are.
But casually talking about, well, as soon
Wow.
as they get to a 0, we'll take them out because they're, and the way they justify it is, well, they're demons. We were doing them a favor. The real JJ is already on the other side of the veil, so
That's
we're
right.
not really killing him. We're killing a demon.
Makes it easier to kill your kids.
What I don't know is if at this point her defense can be, well, clearly she's crazy. Like, I don't think they're putting forward that defense. Like, she believes that they both believe this, that demons are
it
taking
would
over?
actually probably be harder to charge them if they actually believe this stuff.
Well, I think they do.
Rather than the insanity defense.
Yeah. I mean, no, I think they believe it.
I think it would be easier to, not charge them, but to get them off the hook if they actually believe this. Well, they actually believe these
They do. I think they do believe it, or did.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was, rapt attention I had yesterday just reading text message after text message.
You do that while you were folding laundry?
Yeah.
Here's Ivy in the chat room. The best part is when Chad said that he and Lori were cheek to cheek and loin to loin.
Oh, yeah, and he would tell her stories about, because he told her.
Zombie. All right, 9:55. All right.
Are you taking that candy back home with you, or are you leaving it here?
I'm going to leave some of it.
I just ate 3 pieces of it to kind of do comparisons. So I hadn't had any of the candy for a long time. So I had the Snickers. It was pretty good.
Mhm.
And then I had a Twix, and I kind of like that. Then I hadn't had a Milky Way forever and ever. That was really good.
You like that?
I liked the Milky Way.
Take them. There's a bunch of them in there.
I'm going to have a Twix.
If there's $100,000 bars in there, the 100
Oh, there
grams.
are?
Well, there was one in there.
Oh.
And there wasn't supposed to be.
Because those are the ones you keep, right?
No, I don't like those.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you don't?
No, I will purposely leave and give those away first.
I like
I don't even know what a $100,000 bar
It's like
is.
got Rice Krispie treats in it.
It's got mostly caramel, though, if you could call it caramel. But peanut butter M&Ms is what I like.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do the promo.
Okay. Friday's Radio from Hell show.
Wait, I thought we all agreed the day after Halloween is a holiday.
It is Day of the Dead.
Oh no, are the liquor stores closed?
I don't think so.
Then it's not a stay home at work holiday. Thank God. Jimmy the Wine Guy will be here to help us get through the show.
Well, holiday or not, Radio from Hell will be here Friday morning on X96. Okay.
Good enough?
For me.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
He would have an enormous Schwanstucker.